In a week where 16 games have been canceled or postponed, Tulsa will actually play football. It'll be just the 5th game this season for the Golden Hurricane. They'll take on 19th-ranked SMU, part of the American Conference on ESPN. The top 2 teams in the American will play in the conference championship at the end of the season. No divisions this year, and Tulsa and SMU both very much in the mix here in mid-November. And Anish Shroff alongside Tom Luganbill. Ian Fitzsimmons will join us in just a moment. There was a headline this week in the Tulsa World that Tulsa is expected to play this Saturday. Yeah. That's news. They haven't played a whole lot, but they still have an awful lot to play for. And their calling card, if you haven't seen them, is one of the best defenses in the group of 5.
There's no question about it, and it's headlined by the best defensive football player you probably don't know, and that's linebacker edge rusher Zaven Collins. It's 6'4", 260 pounds. I think Zaven Collins is going to work himself into the first round of the NFL draft. To your point, Anish, if they can keep playing games, Tulsa's got to stay on the field. But this is one of the most impactful defensive football players and maybe the most versatile linebacker in terms of what he means to the Tulsa defense and what he's asked to do.
Yeah, navigating that Tulsa D, it's like getting through a labyrinth and then you got a 6'4", 260-pound Minotaur waiting for you at the end. On the flip side, SMU, their only loss was to Cincinnati. Since then, they've flipped a switch. What jumps out to you? What's different?
They're catching the football. I think that's the most important thing about this offense. It's not the quarterback. Shane Buechele has been lights out. It's not the fact that they've been unable to run the football. They've ran the football steadily. 8 drops against Cincinnati. They bounced back immediately. Kylan Granson, Page, the whole crew came together and started making plays for their quarterback.
Tyler Page has emerged as an unsung hero for this offense. With more on him, here's Ian Fitzsimmons.
And he's talking to Shane Buechele, quarterback at SMU, about Page. He said it's simple. He's getting more reps. He's been behind guys like James Prochet, who's now with the Baltimore Ravens, and the more reps, there's more chemistry. I know he's going to be at the right spot at the right time. He's trustworthy and dependable. It's on me to make sure I get him the ball because I know he's going to be in the right spot. Now, when it comes to that secondary for Tulsa, they're big boys, man. And I asked him, hey, the deep ball, how important is it for you guys to be able to hit it tonight? And he said, look, we're going to have to play our game. They dropped 8 a ton. We know they're big. We know they're fast, but we're just going to have to take what the defense gives us, no matter how big they are.
Hopefully tonight's game can live up to last year's. That was a triple overtime thriller, won by Shane Buechele and the Mustangs.
ESPN College Football is brought to you by Coca-Cola. Together tastes better.
For Tulsa fans, that is a sight for sore eyes. Seeing the Golden Hurricane take the field. Only 4 games played this season. We'll watch the wind tonight. Southwest wind of about 8 miles per hour. SMU won the toss, and they received to begin things, and will begin at the 25-yard line, led by Shane Buechele, driving into this wind. That hasn't affected him much this season, leading the nation in passing yards. A Texas transfer who has flourished in his second act at SMU. He's going to be long remembered for what he's done resuscitating this program.
There's no question. He's the Pied Piper of the program. He's the face of the program. And he's going to be looked at as a guy that brought it back to prominence because there's a foundation there. They're not going the other way any longer behind Shane Buechele. From going forward, this is going to be a prolific football program.
On first down, the AAC's leading rusher, Ulysses Bentley, across the 40-yard line, out of bounds after a gain of 21. He's 5th nationally in rushing yards, and he is capable of making a house call every time he touches it.
Well, he's just so explosive. You saw him there get to the edge and turn the corner, and then it becomes a foot race. So some production early on the ground. This is an offense that needs to be patient against Tulsa defensively.
Out of the backfield, Bentley, and that's what Tulsa does so well. Christian Williams with the tackle in space.
Well, Christian Williams, they're in this 3-3-5 defense. 3 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers, but Christian Williams is the guy that walks up and can kind of be that star hybrid linebacker. He's all over the field, runs the run fits, and makes a lot of tackles to this defense.
You just saw 52 Marcus Bryant getting the start at left tackle, and this is a reshuffled offensive line. Bryant, a redshirt freshman. He's only played in 4 games this year. Jalen Thomas, second-team all-conference left tackle, not playing to begin the game.
Well, now the concern is a redshirt freshman versus Zaven Collins. Number 23, the linebacker edge rusher. When Tulsa wants to bring pressure, they're going to utilize number 23. He's going to walk him off the edge. So you get an experienced, disruptive pass rusher versus a redshirt freshman offensive tackle. Keep an eye on that tonight.
Now, Thomas was banged up last week. He did dress in warm-ups, but not out for the first series. And there's a strike to Rashee Rice. Another first down. A year ago when these two teams played, Rice seemingly came out of nowhere for an injured Reggie Robertson and had some huge plays down the stretch.
Well, you know, it's kind of been every week somebody new. Tyler Page, Kylan Granson. Now you see Rashee Rice get off to a fast start here in the first quarter. And Anish, I love that throw right there because one of the things about this Tulsa defense is they're very active, they're very disruptive, but they're also very cautious about not giving up the deep ball. SMU, conversely, they want to stretch the field. They want to take shots. So it's not necessarily in their DNA to just dink and dunk and take what the defense gives them. So far, Shane Buechele doing a nice job of playing pitch and catch.
That was Danny Gray for a gain of 8. Buechele will keep it, picks up a first down, and this is something that concerned the Tulsa defense. Buechele, a little sneaky with that athletic ability as we do have a flag.
Yeah, let's see what this call is, but you're right. And all it takes is a couple of pulls.
Holding. Offense. Number 78. 10-yard penalty. Still second down.
Bo Morris, the right tackle there, and it's unfortunate because, as I mentioned, not necessarily a designated runner in this offense, but if you pull it just a couple of times, now Tulsa has to account for Shane Buechele's legs. They're not accustomed to having to do that versus SMU's offense under normal circumstances. See those defenders for Tulsa lining up in the box right there, and you've got to figure out which 3 are coming.
Dropped by Rice, it sets up 3rd and long, and this plays right into Tulsa's hands.
It really does, and now you sit there and you say, okay, 3rd and long, what does Tulsa not allow? They don't allow the intermediate and the vertical throw. So if I'm Tulsa defensively, I'm going to sugar up 6 or 7 into the gaps, try and get SMU to have to commit to who is going to actually rush the passer, and then you're going to see the blue jerseys disperse and keep the ball right in front of them.
And you got to know where 23 Zaven Collins is if you're SMU. He's in coverage. Buechele on the check down to the speedy Gray, and he is devoured by Justin Wright, the middle linebacker. 4th down.
And Tulsa will take that all day long. That's what they want SMU to do, because the more patient you force an offense to be, it's tough to go on a 10, 11, 12, 13-play drive. Eventually, you're going to make a mistake, but don't give up the explosive play. There's Joseph Gillespie, the defensive coordinator, liking what he's seeing from his defense here in the first opening stanza.
Keelan Stokes back deep to return the punt by Nagar. And this one bounces and is down inside the 5. Tulsa led by quarterback Zach Smith. Can he find a rhythm quickly? That's the key tonight.
That's the whole key. He's a Jekyll and Hyde guy. For some reason, Zach Smith can't get into rhythm in early portions of games. This is him against Oklahoma State early. This is an easy 5-yard hitch. What does he do? Throws it right into the dirt. Then you get another opportunity vertically to throw the football. He's got a guy running wide open, misses him by 5 yards. And then all of a sudden, a switch flips with this guy. And it generally occurs within the last 2 to 3 minutes of the second quarter. And then the second half, they come out guns a-blazing, and they are an entirely different offense. We got to watch for his consistency and rhythm here in the first quarter.
And a penalty right off the bat.
Number 56. 5-yard penalty, or half the distance to the goal. Still first down.
So that's Tyler Smith, the redshirt freshman. And for Tulsa, the slow starts, it has a lot to do with only having played 4 games and seemingly going a couple of weeks between games all season. Smith will throw underneath. That gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Catch made by Juan Carlos Santana, tackled by Chevin Callaway.
You know, Anisha, I asked Philip Montgomery, who also serves as the play caller, why has this offense been so streaky? Why has Zach Smith been so out of rhythm? He goes, I just think we never get in any sense of a cycle or a schedule where we feel like things are normal.
TK Wilkerson for a short gain. It sets up third down. Montgomery told us the only constant this year has been change. There has been no rhythm, no continuity to the season, and it's a minor miracle. They're 3-0 in conference. They still have everything to play for. You win this game, you still have Cincinnati, but a win here tonight, and Tulsa's in good shape in terms of playing for a conference championship.
I'm going to check at the line here. 3rd and 5. You're backed up. This is a critical conversion down. And again, in the first half of games, this is where Zach Smith has struggled for some reason. The accuracy hasn't been there. Let's see if he can get on point here on his first 3rd down opportunity.
Smith pressured. Intercepted. Crossley. Pick 6.
Well. Well, this is really, really unfortunate, and it kind of plays right into really the cycle that we've seen from Tulsa. He throws off balance late, tries to dump down, throws a high throw to a check down, and that's not winning football, and Zach Smith knows it. He's too talented to do those types of things, but here's the good news if you're a Tulsa fan. This is routine, okay? So just get through the first half. Let's see what happens in the back half.
This is how they've drawn it up.
Yes.
In their 4 games that they've played, they've gotten down against UCF and ECU, then they've come back. And for Crossley, 4th interception of the season. PAT by Nagar is good. The Colorado State transfer has been a ball hawk in this SMU secondary. Smith overshoots Corey Taylor right into the embrace of Brandon Crossley. Philip Montgomery told us so much about this offense's timing and speed, and the interruptions have really impacted the quarterback.
Yeah, you see the turnovers here, and of course you're backed up on 3rd down. And watch Zach Smith here. He's going to his right, doesn't like what he sees, steps up, protects the ball. He just needed some nuance to that throw. He just needed to take a little bit off of it. But if you're a Tulsa fan, keep this in mind. For whatever reason, Zach Smith has routinely done this in the 1st and 2nd quarter of games all year long. But he has this ability to flip a switch. And generally, you're going to see one big explosive play in the passing game that all of a sudden lights the fuse, and they're an entirely different offense.
Let's check in with Ian.
Very simple message, Anish, from Tulsa head coach Phil Montgomery to his quarterback Zach Smith. He patted him on the butt and said, give him a little tap underneath the face mask. Keep your head up, son. Hell of a lot of football left to play.
And he's right. And that's what you got to see. You got to stay positive. You want Zach Smith to manage his emotions. And take a look at these numbers just to help illustrate what we're getting at, because it's really staggering. It almost makes you scratch your head and say, how is that even possible?
How is that the same guy?
How is it the same guy? And again, his ability to work himself out of a funk has been very, very impressive, but SMU's good enough on offense to put them in a real hole.
TK Wilkerson, he's the big bruising back and picks up about 3. This is a Tulsa offense that lost its top rusher from last year, Shamari Brooks. Tore his ACL before the season opener, so it's been Wilkerson, it's been Deneric Prince, and you'll see Corey Taylor as well out there.
And it's interesting, Tulsa, an air raid tree type of offense, that's the foundation, but without the tempo. They're going to take their time running this offense.
Smith lost it again. The first quarter jitters are back. SMU picks it up, and the Mustangs have a short field again.
That's not helping your QBR, Zach. They're going to try and,
Early on the field,
take on the RPO.
Recovered by SMU. First down.
The quick run pass option. And this was just a little token fake. No intention of giving it. Just a token fake. Boom, he's going to pop up. In his back, Wilkerson actually hits him, and it might have helped jar the ball loose. Let's see right here. That ball just slips out of his right hand, but then you've got to secure the ball, young man. And SMU with 2 absolute gifts in the first 5 minutes. You couldn't ask for a better start for the Mustangs. The back definitely bumps in here, Anish, but it did. I think that had an impact on jogging that ball loose.
big Elijah Chapman covered it up, and SMU takes over inside the red zone. Gray in motion. Bentley. Progress stopped by Cullen Wick. Cullen Wick back after missing the last 2 games. You look at this disjointed season for Tulsa. 6 games have either been postponed or canceled. They had games against Navy, Arkansas State that went away, Cincinnati. Their opener against Oklahoma State was pushed back a week. Second and 12 now. Bentley again. Bounces to the outside. Bentley's got great speed and takes it inside the 15. A flag is down.
Holding. Offense. Number 52. 10-yard penalty. Still second out.
Once again, we talked about the redshirt freshman filling in for Jalen Thomas, who is a junior that normally mans that left tackle spot, and he's only played 4 games. We outlined the challenge in front of him, especially not so much on rundowns. We saw him caught on a rundown there, but in a pass down, having to deal with the pass rush off the edge. So something to keep an eye on all night long tonight.
A holding call crippled the last SMU drive, and now it's 2nd and 22. Out of an empty look. Buechele standing in. Another penalty marker down.
Holding. Defense. Number 12. 10 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Ali Green.
Number 11 must remain out of the game for 1 play.
You actually can see 12 on the ground right in front of where this ball was intended to go and taking the target to the ground. That's Ali Green. And one of the things about this Tulsa back end, they are huge. At corner, Ali Green, 6'3", 206. The opposite corner, Caleb Evans, 6'2", 188. So challenges for these SMU receivers against a big physical back end for the Golden Hurricane.
The Tulsa DBs are bigger than the SMU wideouts. First down after the penalty. There's Bentley. There's the shake. And brought down by the ankles. Tyneal Martin, who's back from injury with the stop. You talk about size in the secondary. He's another one about 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah, big physical kid. And that was a great open field tackle on a guy that's very difficult to tackle. Look at these heights on the back end for Tulsa. Now, why is that important? Because length covers a lot of ground. You can close throwing windows, and it's difficult to win 50-50 balls versus tall corners.
Tyler Levine, the running back, on 2nd and 6. Buechele, incomplete for Page, well covered by Martin, and you see how difficult it is to get plays downfield, especially now that you're in tight quarters against this Tulsa defense.
Yeah, now you're condensed, Anish, so there's not as much real estate to have to defend, so the defense, to some degree, has a bit of an advantage, especially when you're going to rush 3. Again, take a look at this group up front. Mr. Joseph Gillespie, the defensive coordinator for Tulsa, has done a wonderful job. But these guys all up here, all right? Who's coming and from where? Now they're going to walk up, see?
False start. Offense. Number 78. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
Yeah, that's 2 now on Bo Morris.
Bo Morris is one of the veterans. He's a senior. He's your right tackle. But you're going to see him right there, just a little bit of a flinch. And the reason why is because you saw a potential 2-on-1 coming off the edge, and you've got to be able to nail that down and know exactly who's responsible for who. That's the goal for Tulsa. Rush 3, show that you might rush 4 or 5, but which 3 are coming?
Already 4 penalties against SMU. Empty set, 3rd and 11. Buechele to the air. Now he steps up. Steps, throws, touchdown, Kylan Granson.
This was a concern for Tulsa because Shane Buechele doesn't always get the credit he's due for his athleticism. Look at him see the field. Now he's going to step up, take the front door, but instead of running, he keeps his eyes downfield. That's experience, that's poise, and then he throws Granson open. Granson coming off of a monster week a week ago in a win versus Temple, in which this SMU offense scored 4 touchdowns in a 7-minute span, so they can get hot real quickly.
Last week, a career-high 149 receiving yards for Granson. Had that terrible game against Cincinnati with all the drops. He's played like an all-conference tight end since. Off the turnover, Buechele on 3rd and 11 to Granson. Mustangs up 2 scores early. Philip Montgomery, Tulsa's head coach, told us the other day it's taken a while for him and his team to get into the flow of games. They've only played 4 games. The Oklahoma State game was postponed, moved back a week. Arkansas State Navy, we don't know. Cincinnati, we were supposed to do that game. Yeah. We were supposed to do the Arkansas State game too. Moved to December 4th against Cincinnati. And, you know, it's not a bye week.
No, it's not. And people want to say, oh, we'll just treat it like a bye week. No. Bye weeks are very specifically scheduled out for care of your body, for practice, for repetitions, for days off. When you're preparing for an opponent and all of a sudden on Thursday or Friday they tell you can't play, that's not a bye week.
Philip Montgomery told us that was emotionally draining. But we have somebody to lift their spirits. That's Kevin Connors.
Well played, Kevin, well played.
For those not in on the joke, a few weeks ago, Tom Luganbill
pulled off the impossible.
Refused to acknowledge any updates from, I believe, the Ohio State-Penn State game.
That's right. When I got home and I watched it as if it was live.
3rd try for Tulsa. First 2 possessions have resulted in turnovers. Deneric Prince, the Texas A&M transfer, and he is thrown down. A loss of a yard. Don't write off Tulsa yet. Had a big comeback against UCF. That was on the road. Did get a fortunate call at the end against ECU, but that still counts as a comeback win and one in the W column.
I think they're resilient enough to just hang in there. Just keep plugging away. Don't panic. Don't get out of your game plan. I like the early run call there.
There's the blitz. Smith throws incomplete for Sam Crawford. It's 3rd and 11, and already this is what we've seen this year from Zach Smith early on.
It's exactly why we showed you those clips prior to the first series. This is what he does. For some reason, he just can't connect. And you watch, just mark it down. There's going to be a big play downfield that he connects on, and that lights the fuse.
Smith, a Baylor transfer, big-time arm. ESPN 300 quarterback coming out of high school. A 5th-year senior. On 3rd and 11 against a 4-man rush. And this one is caught by Keelan Stokes, their top receiver, and just enough for a first down.
You see how well thrown that football was? It was thrown to the outside shoulder for Stokes, throws an absolute frozen rope. The ball previously was nowhere near the wide receiver. It's unbelievable.
Going quickly, it's Prince. He reminds you of that meme. If you can't stand me at my blank, you don't deserve me at my blank.
That's exactly right.
Illegal substitution. SMU.
Already 5 penalties now on the Mustangs.
Sonny Dykes asking for an explanation, and he's obviously not happy with the one he's getting.
Remember, the defense can sub and has time to sub if the offense subs.
Correct.
Prince again. He's more of a speed back, but showed some power there.
One of the things that Tulsa's doing with their formations is they're really spreading the field horizontally. Look how wide these 2 guys are.
What's
So
the
now
goal?
The goal is to get the box thin so you can run it.
Juan Carlos Santana and SMU again trying to get its personnel on. Another flag is down.
Yeah, if we can get a look at this, you're going to see.
Illegal substitution. SMU. Penalty is declined. Result of the play is a first down.
And it was smart for Tulsa to snap the ball and get the ball out of the quarterback's hands, while a lot of white jerseys were both running on and running off the field. So right now, SMU struggling with a little bit of tempo. So you see these wide splits up to the top of your screen. There's a few guys in the box. That's a good heavy run formation. They RPO it.
Stokes again. Stretching forward, he's to the 30-yard line. Tackled by Donald Clay.
Brought down by 21, Donald Clay.
Another screen pass. Crawford.
One distinct difference, and I think this has helped Tulsa. First two series, no tempo. This series, everything is sped up, and it's helping Zach Smith.
Going quickly once more. And this is Prince inside the 20 where he stood up. Tulsa in the red zone this season, 11 out of 12, 7 touchdowns. Why only 12 trips? Well, they've only played 4 games.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, think about it. You're coming into this matchup against a team that's played 8 football games, all right? Hasn't had any layoffs. They've been able to play consecutive weeks. That can be an advantage for Tulsa. You know why? Because there's not as much of a sample size of them on film for SMU to study.
High snap. And third down coming up after the run by Wilkerson.
And up goes number 21, T.K. Wilkerson.
I know it's very early in the game, but you get the sense with a swirling wind.
Yep.
Yeah, 3rd and 5 down here. Field goals are not going to be a sure thing tonight.
Look at SMU having trouble once again getting their people on and off the field. And this time, there's really no tempo to the offense. The officials holding them that time.
Mustangs showing blitz.
There's 6 men in the box for SMU. This is not a, well, now they lighten it up a little bit.
First down catch by Josh Johnson, the junior from Little Rock. And it's 1st and goal Tulsa. How much better has Zach Smith looked on this series?
Well, he hit that big curl route that he threw a laser to the outside shoulder to Stokes, and all of a sudden, everything's been on time, everything's been on point. And as I mentioned, if something happens with him, now you got to take business in the red area, but they at least look like a functioning passing game now.
Now the moment is zen. On 1st and goal, Smith. Little too high for Stokes, covered by Callaway. No flags.
That's a good no call and just good coverage by Callaway. Try and see if you can hit Stokes on the outbreaking route. Well, you see that arm talent from Zach Smith. That's the one thing that it's so enticing, and you can kind of get caught up and get enamored by it, but you've always got to go back to the core function of the quarterback, and that's to be accurate. I think you run it on SMU right here. You use your 11 personnel, go right at them.
Smith with time. Took too much time. And sacked by Turner Cox, 3rd and goal.
See, now you put yourself in 3rd and long in the most important area of the field. I think that was a mistake not to go to the ground right there. But one thing about Tulsa, you know, Keelan Stokes, 6 foot. Juan Carlos Santana, 6'1". Sam Crawford, 6'1". Josh Johnson, 5'11". This isn't a big red zone jump ball 50-50 team offensively. They've got to find windows to throw the ball into.
Play clock down to 4.
Open area of the field right
down
over
to
here.
2. And Tulsa able to get a timeout.
Before the play clock expires. First time out of the half for Tulsa. Media timeout.
The Golden Hurricane down 14 points, facing a big 3rd and goal when we come back.
Tulsa knocking on the door with SMU up 14, and this is one of those instances where the senior quarterback, Zach Smith, he's looking back to the sideline. He wants to get the perfect play, and they're taking their time. He's got to see the play clock. And finally, Philip Montgomery realizes we've got to get this thing, we've got to settle down, bring this thing to the sideline, and get ourselves in order in the most important area of the field.
SMU pointing at Tulsa's wide receivers and saying there was movement.
False start. Offense, number 73. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Dylan Couch, it's the right guard. Kansas State transfer.
Please set the game clock to 3:28. 3, 2, 8.
So now 3rd and goal
Yep.
back from the 17.
The goal of this sport is to move the ball forward. Now they're going to go with no backs, 5 wides, see if they can find a hole in this zone defense for SMU.
Tulsa has only scored 1 first-quarter touchdown in its previous 4 games. SMU drops 8. Smith too high, intended for Crawford, 4th down.
Really nice job. You're going to rush 3, drop 8, take away the field, force Zach Smith to throw into very, very tight windows with not a lot of grass to cover on the back end. Really nice stand by SMU defensively, and not a really good job of Tulsa offensively.
And now Zach Long on for the field goal. His first career field goal attempt came against SMU in triple overtime last year. He missed one of 3 missed field goals by Tulsa in that game, and SMU won it on the next play. Buechele to James Prochet. And this kick is no good from 34. His first miss of the season, and Philip Montgomery's got to be thinking, my kingdom for a kicker. Last year they were a kicking game away from going to a bowl game, and now Long fails to put 3 on the board after a 14-play drive.
Sonny Dykes loves it from the SMU sideline, and it's been windy throughout the afternoon and leading into the evening of this game as we kicked off. But if you looked at the flags to the top of the goalpost there, really no swirling wind. He just pushed that ball right, and an opportunity now for SMU to take advantage of a great defensive stand from the Mustangs.
SMU will begin at the 20-yard line. Bentley in the backfield. Buechele to the air. Has an open Danny Gray, another penalty marker down.
Number 5. Danny Gray, there's a flag down.
Personal foul. Illegal hands in the face. Number 90, the defense. 15 yards on the end of the run. Automatic 1st down.
Jackson Player.
Yeah, Jackson Player.
5 technique in their 3-man front. He's going to be a guy that routinely lines head up over the tackle, so you see where the hands to the face comes in a pass rush situation. SMU really in rhythm so far early on in this game. Good balance run to pass and a very comfortable quarterback.
Bentley again, making his way into Tulsa territory. Since the debacle against Cincinnati, SMU in its next 2 games, 98 points, more than 1,100 yards, and averaging almost 8.5 yards per play. Danny Gray on the bubble screen. He's going to be a little short, so 3rd and 1 coming up, and this could very well be 4-down territory.
Yeah, I think so. And anytime offensively you find yourself in 3rd and 1s routinely, you're doing something right on offense. And again, a tribute to the start they've had.
Tempo now. Bentley's got a 1st down. Brought down by Cullen Wick.
You know, it's interesting. You said the debacle at Cincinnati, and that's really what it was because, and not to take anything away from Cincinnati's performance, but SMU's self-inflicted wounds in that game, 8 dropped balls, silly penalties, couldn't defend quarterback run. Desmond Ridder just killed him on the ground with his legs, and they bounced back. They did not have a hangover effect and ended up pulling away from Temple last week, and now they look really sharp here in the 1st quarter.
New running back is Levine. He gets the call on first down, and he gives you a little bit more thunder in the backfield. That was supposed to be T.J. McDaniel, but he suffered a season-ending injury against Memphis.
Levine gives you that, push the pile element to the offense. And also it gives you an opportunity to spell Ulysses Bentley. He's only 5'10", 184 pounds. He's a spark plug, but I don't think you want him running downhill between the tackles 30 times a night.
Levine again going downhill, and a first down run for Tyler Levine. Give him 9. And one of the things SMU has done well since the Cincinnati game is run the football. We talked to Sonny Dykes before the Navy game, and he said, we've got to do a better job of committing to the ground game.
Yeah, and early. And I think you've seen it in this game. They like to run on the early downs. I mean, if you're getting 2nd and 4, 3rd and 1 routinely, which they are, that's exactly what the recipe needs to be.
Play selection, even 8 runs, 8 passes. Bentley speeding all the way inside the 10-yard line.
You kind of see the difference in styles. Levine, as you mentioned, he's going to go forward, but this guy's going to make you miss in a phone booth, and then he's got that second gear to turn the corner. I'm really surprised, to be honest with you, SMU is having this much success running against what has been a vaunted defense for Tulsa to this point.
Ulysses Bentley has been strong the last couple of games, had a huge game against Navy. First 3 conference games, he was bottled up. 1st and goal now. Bentley reaching forward, and he's going to be just shy.
Bentley on the carry. 2nd down by number 4, Robert Rebels III. 2nd down and goal.
We have played 1 quarter. Tulsa, I guess you can say it's usual slow start, but SMU has made them pay. First, Crossley, the pick 6. Then Buechele to Granson. And the Mustangs knocking at the door when quarter 2 begins. SMU with a 14-0 lead, looking for more. 2nd and goal from the Tulsa 1. Now the Golden Hurricane have been in this spot a couple of times, rallied from 18 down against UCF, rallied from 14 down against ECU. The reality, SMU's better than both of those teams.
There's no question. And if I'm SMU, I am running the football. Heavy run set here.
They run it. It's Bentley, and he coasts in for a touchdown.
What an impressive drive by the Mustangs. Run, pass, balance, execution. I mean, Tulsa's got to have some type of contested body in the hole. That's a walk-in. And Tulsa is looking for answers.
11th rushing touchdown of the season for Ulysses Bentley. That is a new freshman record at SMU. And there's been some pretty good running backs to come through Dallas.
Yeah, quite a few.
Well, next week on ABC, it is Bedlam, 7:30 Eastern, Oklahoma State and Oklahoma. The Sooners have some real momentum. They've won 4 in a row. Oklahoma State's been the best defense in the Big 12. And you know what? Tulsa had Oklahoma State on the ropes.
Yes,
back
they
in
did.
the opener. The Golden Hurricane had the lead going into the 4th quarter, and the way it played out, boy, they had a chance to win. That was one that Philip Montgomery feels got away.
Well,
number
again,
13 from SMU is now wearing number 49.
To kind of play to the tune that we've outlined here against Oklahoma State in the first quarter, Tulsa had 46 yards on 16 plays and 0 points. The final 3 quarters, they had 231 yards on 43 plays. Now, they still came up short, but played great defense against the Cowboys.
Well, the first quarter was the nightmare of real things for Tulsa.
Yes, it was. And, the miscues are continuing to haunt this team. You see Zach Smith trying to navigate the pocket, throws it high to the check down. and it's a touchdown for the Mustangs. Then gets bumped on his RPO. Ball comes out. SMU again in a scoring opportunity in the red zone with great field position. The missed easy throw along the sideline, and now push the ball wide right. You have the drive, you take time off the clock, no points to show for you.
The silver lining, Zach Smith did look much better on that last series.
Sure did.
Down 21. They need him to go into that phone booth right now. TK Wilkerson up close to the 30-yard line. The slow starts for Tulsa this year in quarter number 1. They only average 4 yards a play. We showed you Smith's 3.6 QBR. Average for a quarterback is 50, but second quarter onwards, they average almost 7 yards a play.
That's exactly right. And again, getting into rhythm is the key, and I like the early play selection. I don't like the result, but the first 2 runs is something that Tulsa hasn't come out and tried. They've been wanting to throw it early. Had a very successful first down, but again, now they find themselves in 3rd and 8.
3rd and long if you're SMU here. Do you see if this offense is on tilt and dial up some pressure?
You know, I think you just sit back and let them see if they're patient enough to take what SMU gives them. But you're starting to see SMU giving Tulsa a little bit of their own medicine. Got some guys sugaring around the line of scrimmage. Who's going to rush? Who's going to drop? Let's see what they come up with.
Johnson in motion. Smith is hit and incomplete for Johnson. 4th down.
It looked like he had an open target. I thought SMU did a really good job with their simulated pressure there and being able to rush Zach Smith, getting him under duress and forcing an errant throw.
Yeah, Delano Robinson bringing the pressure. He's the AAC's leading tackler. Has had an all-conference type season for SMU. And now Tyler Page to return the Lachlan Wilson punt. Wilson was the unsung hero of the UCF win. Landed 4 punts inside the 10 in that game. This one fair caught at the 31. Oh, the Ponies. You can hear them rolling 21 zip. Tulsa milling in retreat, down 21. Ian Fitzsimmons, what are you seeing on that sideline?
Well, after the first SMU touchdown from Buechele to Grayson, it was a very cerebral conversation between Tulsa defensive coordinator Joe Gillespie and their star linebacker Zayvon Collins. After the last SMU touchdown, man, faces were being melted on this Tulsa sideline. Lugs, get ready, boys. Anish, if they better bow their back right here after what I just saw on this Tulsa sideline.
Love it.
Buechele's going to take a shot. He wants Gray, who Sonny Dykes says is the fastest player he's seen, and he had Gray.
Shane Buechele knows it too, and this was the biggest worry for Tulsa on defense. They love Shane Buechele's ability to throw the deep ball. He's just off the mark here. Danny Gray, he's got the route, he's got the step. Shane just has a rare miss.
Everett Rogers exploding through
Offside.
that line.
Defense, number 99. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
And the true freshman right to the bench.
Gotta watch the football. You're standing right over it. Elian Ali looks like a weeble wobble.
Jenga. 2nd and 5 now after the penalty. First catch of the game for Tyler Page. It'll bring up 3rd and short. Page has been a revelation these last few weeks as a senior. Back-to-back 100-yard performance against Temple. A first down run by Ulysses Bentley.
26 Bentley on the carry. First down.
You know, one of the things you talk about Tyler Page, you know, TRUST, trust. And when you trust in a guy and it's a critical down and you've got to have it, you're going to look to him first. And I think that's what Tyler Page in the passing game has done for Shane Buechele.
There's Gray right at the sticks. And with Page up for the Campbell Trophy, the academic Heisman, he was always the next guy on this team.
He's the guy that they're going to recruit to replace. I think there was
Sonny Dykes told us that flat out.
You know, we're always thinking we got better or we can get better, and then we kind of realized all this guy does is answer the toll when we go to him. So let's see what happens in game-type situations, see if he does the same thing for us, and he has.
9 catches last week. That's Levine bulldozing ahead for a nice pickup.
And bulldozing 23, Zaven Collins. And, you know, Zaven's a guy that's been a remarkable player this year for this defense, been awfully quiet tonight, not only in tackles, but as a pass rusher as well.
2nd and 4. 3rd and 3 coming up, and you get the sense SMU knows a touchdown on this drive, that might be the knockout punch of this game.
Yeah, you know, Tulsa's had to come from behind many times this year, but it hasn't been for 24-0 or 28-0. And I think SMU realizes that they can be methodical. They're in control of the game. Run to pass, they've executed well.
Gray and Granson in the slot. Low snap. Buechele picks it up, recovers, heaves it downfield, incomplete for Gray. There was some contact with Williams, no flag. And now 4th and 3 from the 38. Do you go for it?
You're in control. I don't think it's a bad idea. Shane Buechele dropped that ball and then picked it up and threw it without even reading coverage and almost completed it. You know, was able to throw it away from the safety out of the middle of the field. They're going to keep the offense on the field. Expect either a hard count, or, you know what? Expect SMU to just run the football. They've run the football at will here in the first half. They've had their way at the point of attack. Let's see what they do with the snap count.
SMU on the season, only 5 of 13 on 4th down. And the triple overtime win last year, they completed 5 or 6 4th downs in a row at one point. Buechele under pressure, and it's Zaven Collins with the sack. There is, however, a flag.
Let's see what the penalty flag is, but that's what Zaven Collins has done best all year long. You're just absolutely killing yourselves. See number 88, Christian Williams, number 3, veteran safety for Tulsa in the back end, and Marcus Bryant, the redshirt freshman left tackle, getting taken advantage of by Zaven Collins, and it's all for naught.
And now another flag. That's the 3rd penalty now on Bo Morris, but the one that's a killer if you're Tulsa was the one before. 4th down and 3. Collins gets in the backfield, all that negated because Christian Williams went early.
You know, it's one of those deals where it starts to snowball on you, and now mentally it starts to affect your psyche where you say, are we snake bit? How do we get out of this funk?
Bentley can't get away from Zaven Collins, who in a limited sample size this season has played like an All-American. And he was living in the backfield against the likes of Oklahoma State and UCF. We were talking during this week. You think this guy's a future first-rounder?
I do. I think he's a Dante Hightower type of player in the sense that there's not many 6'4", 260-pound linebackers growing on trees anywhere, and he's one of them, and he can play in a multitude of roles.
Buechele against a 3-man rush.
Oh,
nearly intercepted. He wanted Page. Martin in coverage.
Ball from Shane Buechele. I like the anticipation, the timing. He just throws it to the inside. That should have been thrown to the right shoulder, left for Tyler Page out to the sideline. That would have been a completion. A rare miss due to accuracy from Shane Buechele.
So 3rd and 13, and again, from this area of the field, are you treating this as you get 5, 6, 7 here, then you go for it on 4th?
Well, it all depends on the wind. I think Sonny Dykes is going to really keep a close eye on that wind.
Bouchel can't get away. Sacked by Anthony Goodlow, his third of the season, and it's 4th and long.
Yeah, Goodlow again taking advantage of 52. Marcus Bryant, the young redshirt freshman who's just not capable right now of handling what Tulsa can bring along the defensive front.
Very close.
Zaven Collins first, then Goodlow.
Very close to almost a face mask or a horse collar there.
That's a huge play for Tulsa defensively because now you removed any scoring opportunity from SMU.
They needed this defense to come up with something and didn't get it on the first 4th down, but a big 3rd down stop. Nagar's punt. Out of bounds.
Oh, wow.
Where did this one land? Not a long punt at all, just an 18-yarder. All right, Kevin, college football rankings this week brought to you by Goodyear. Alabama, LSU postponed. A lot of us felt Notre Dame at BC, the red bandana game, maybe a trap game. Ian Book has looked unbelievable the last 2 weeks.
I was just impressed with Notre Dame's maturity, that they weren't drunk off of the Clemson win, let it linger and affect their focus and their performance this week. Boston College has overachieved. They've been so well coached by Jeff Hafley. Indiana just continues to impress, thumping Michigan State today. And by the way, I don't know if you saw it, Cincinnati making a statement, ran a fake punt up 32 in a heated exchange between Mike Houston and Luke Fickell after the game.
Listen, there's two sides to that. I get maybe you don't do the fake punt, but I have no issue with coaches or teams running up the score because getting some of your backup guys and your depth pieces valuable reps in this climate when you never know who you're going to have from a day-to-day, week-to-week basis, there's a lot of value in that.
I didn't have an issue with it, and on top of it, you know what? It's your job to play defense. It's your job to make plays. It's your job to step up and be a competitive opponent. I like that opening snap right there. If you watch Zach Smith for Tulsa as they get going offensively here, got some tempo going.
They've been pretty good with tempo when they've used it. Prince, patient run after the first down catch by Crawford.
They need to take that shot, Anish, and we've seen them when they start to get hot. The fuse is usually lit when they get a 25, 30, 35-yard pass that gets them going.
Toward the sideline, Crawford again made the catch in front of Stevens. Third catch by Sam Crawford. Now into SMU territory. Trips to the field. Little wildcat. Keelan Stokes tumbles ahead to the 46-yard line.
See, it's little substitutions like that, little wrinkles like that that have caused problems for SMU on defense with their substitution. Trying to figure out, all right, who's lining up at quarterback? Are they going wildcat? Do we now have Zach Smith back at quarterback? Okay, yes, we do. What does that put us in? All while Tulsa's going tempo.
Prince broke the first tackle and then tripped up by Clay, shy of the marker, 3rd and short.
Thank goodness for Donald Clay right there. He doesn't make that tackle. Prince is off to the races. You might have a foot race down the sideline. An impressive offensive series being put together so far here for Tulsa.
It's running back by committee for Tulsa, but if somebody gets hot, they will ride that back.
So far, it's been Prince. We got Wilkerson 21 in the backfield right now.
He's their short yardage guy. Smith will throw on the slant. Stokes. And Tulsa keeps the drive alive.
Little RPO game right there. Nice read by Zach Smith, pulling the ball and pulling the trigger on the slant route. So difficult to defend. Wilkerson
into the teeth of that Mustang defense for a pickup of 2.
You know, the RPO game, the run-pass option game, and people may say, well, what's so difficult about it? What's the big deal? Well, you're essentially taking a defensive player and you're isolating them, and no matter what they do, they can't be right. You're putting them in a conflict of assignment. If they decide to go with the run fake, you pull it, now they're in the wrong position. If they don't go with the run fake and they sit, you hand it off, and now you got light bodies in the box to defend the run. You can't be right.
Juan Carlos Santana stretches ahead for a first down. And another scoring chance here for Tulsa now in the red zone.
You know what's interesting? All we're seeing is completions from Zach Smith. Dink, dunk, accurate throws, ball out of his hand quickly, a little bit of balance with some run game on early downs. They look like a well-oiled machine right now. Oh, and by the way, we're in the middle of the second quarter.
Middle of the second quarter. That's when it usually happens. Smith moving the pocket. Denbo coming on the blitz. He's got Johnson. Touchdown, Tulsa.
I'm not kidding. I'm over here laughing. I'm looking at you and I am chuckling, raising my hands up.
We were supposed to have a couple of Tulsa games earlier this year, so we've watched a lot of film on these guys.
Yeah.
And I go back to a text that you sent me during one of your film sessions. You said, I can't tell who Zach Smith really is. Sometimes you're wondering, what's he doing? He's head scratching and making just terrible decisions. And at other times, your words, he looks like Joe Montana.
He does. And right around this time is when they start to hit the mark. Tulsa getting hot as the second quarter winds down. We might have ourselves a ball game here in Oklahoma.
And Tulsa landed its first big punch against SMU. Zach Smith on the last drive, 5 for 5. We joked about it earlier. He's like a pitcher if he can just get through the first couple of innings, and if you don't have to go to the bullpen, he's going to pitch deep into the ball game and pitch well. Struggled early. What are we seeing now?
Well, somebody, first of all, needs to tell him that the start of games is now 8 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Right.
That's when games start for Zach Smith. And listen, you can kind of see the confidence in his body language, and that's been something that's carried over into the second half.
Now here's Crossley with a nice return. He had a pick six earlier. Kevin in the studio.
Pickup return by number 1, Brendan Crossley.
Now Florida's winning that game, but Sam Pittman has done a tremendous job getting Arkansas turned around. And boy, who's in worse shape in the Big Ten right now, Michigan or Penn State?
Penn State, without question.
Ulysses Bentley on first down and swarmed by that Golden Hurricane defense, and the momentum has swung, and it started to swing with Tulsa's defense on SMU's last drive.
There's no question, and Zaven Collins, 23, really came alive. 2 tackles in that drive, plus the sack. We're able to get off the field without giving up any points. So very impressive now. They're feeding off of that offensive drive.
On the RPO, here's Collins. And Buechele throws it away. The Tulsa sideline wants grounding. And here comes the flag. No receiver in the area.
Oh, boy.
Zaven Collins again creating the havoc.
Well, Zaven Collins, you're going to see him down at the bottom right here, and he's kind of spying, and now he goes. He triggers, is able to secure Shane Buechele, and there's just nobody there. And again, SMU now in a hole. Look at field position starting to change.
Goodlow with the edge pressure. Buechele gets away, throws a wounded duck, middle of the field, and nearly intercepted by Martin. Multiple flags down.
Offside. Defense.
Oh.
Number 91. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
Cullen Wick. And for Tulsa now, that's their 7th penalty.
At one point in this game, well, they had more penalties than they had points. Now we're tied.
Baby steps.
Yeah.
3rd and 15 now. SMU needs its own 45. Oh, Bentley dangerous here on the screen as well. Now they'll just run it to Bentley. And he is gobbled up by big number 90 Jackson Player. Chris Nagar will punt it away, and here comes Tulsa. Comeback kids at it again.
Chris Nagar's last punt went 18 yards.
Yeah.
So if you're Tulsa, you got to like this field position opportunity to get what's been a hot offense for the last 5 minutes back on the field.
Here comes Tulsa. Nagar gets it off. There is a flag down. Nagar was hit. The punt's going to roll and die inside the 20-yard line. Good punt. And now is this roughing the kicker or running into the kicker?
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Tulsa. 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Running into the kicker is only a 5-yard penalty. Roughing the automatic first down. And again, that's just a terrible penalty there. That's Powers. We had an instance earlier where Tulsa jumped off sides when SMU went for it on 4th and 3. You don't want to give this offense extra chances.
No, and consider, too, the clock management that's involved. If Tulsa takes over the ball there and sustains a drive in the same manner in which they did on the previous successful drive, you got this clock under 2 minutes, and SMU, they would have to be crawling back in to stay ahead.
Out of the backfield, Levine for a nice gain. Give him 8. And to your point, Lugs, if you're Tulsa, you get the ball, you go down and score. Going to halftime down 7, and then you get the ball, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, these things just kill you with these mental penalties.
Levine on 2nd and 2. Forages for the extra yards and a first down for SMU. Tyler Levine, a former walk-on, put on scholarship in January.
Injury timeout.
The injured player is Bo Morris. He's the right tackle. SMU already down at starting left tackle, Jalen Thomas. First and 10 SMU, 2-touchdown lead, but now some concern. Jalen Thomas, who was banged up last week, did not start today, has not played. Bo Morris, the starting right tackle, just left. So the offensive line configuration now, Marcus Bryant, a redshirt freshman, making his first start at left tackle. Cameron Irvin moves in at left guard. He slides in from the bench. Hayden Howerton slides from guard to center. Justin Osborne stays at right guard. And Alana Lee, the center, moves to right tackle. Danny Gray in the flat, first down and more. He can fly, takes a big pop. And SMU getting close again inside the 25 with this new offensive line configuration.
Watch Shane Buechele snap his head around and get the ball out. He gets popped and does he knows he's going to have to free rusher coming off the edge and is still able to get the ball out. One of the few big plays that Tulsa's given up on defense today.
SMU has withstood injuries to its starting running back, TJ McDaniel, its top receiver, Reggie Robertson. Their backup quarterback, though, Terrence Gibson, entered the transfer portal after Navy. Buechele is the one guy they cannot lose.
No question about it.
Levine stopped in his tracks. Christian Williams led the charge. Not having your 2 tackles now. How does that play into the hands of Tulsa's defense? What does SMU do now?
Well, we've already seen them take advantage of the redshirt freshman on the left side in Marcus Bryant. Zaven Collins has had his way. Goodlow's had his way. So I think what you're going to do is continue to see Tulsa move their guys along the front to find that weak spot and see who they can isolate.
Buechele wants Gray. Incomplete, broken up by Davis. That's Nixon, rather. No, it was Tyon Davis.
Yeah.
Tyon Davis broke it up.
And again, the length and the size of these Tulsa defenders. You know, you see them, they're in position. A little bit of an arm bar with the left arm there by Tyon Davis, but I really like the matchup favoring Tulsa downfield against these shorter SMU wideouts.
False start. offense, number 64. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
So that's Cameron Irvin, who just came off the bench to take over at left guard.
Please set the game clock to 2:53. 2:53.
Irvin, a redshirt freshman from Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Again, Anish, you start shuffling the deck in your offensive line. You've got cadences, you've got jitters, you're a little bit antsy. Got to settle in and hold your water.
Now, they did some of this last week against Temple, too. A little bit of a better defense in Tulsa. Four-man pressure. Bentley to the outside and ambushed in the backfield by Trayvon Reeves.
Trayvon Reeves ends up making this tackle, but Zaven Collins forces the play from the opposite side of the field.
Second charge, timeout and a half. Tulsa.
To
30 seconds.
To bounce to the perimeter, and he almost took down Bentley with a leg swipe, but man, is he an impressive player, tackle to tackle. Take a look at 23, shoots the gap. Watch him. That's 6'4", 260 pounds, folks, against 5'10", 184. That's why this guy is so special as a football player on defense.
Nagar on from a 45-yard field goal attempt. He is with the wind. And this one between the uprights.
Kick is good.
SMU tacks on 3 more. Kevin Connors in the studio. What's coming up at halftime?
Number 13 for SMU is now wearing number 49.
Is Kyle Pitts going to steal some Heisman votes from Kyle Trask?
He should, but are the voters paying enough attention to just what a mismatch problem he is? I mean, that's the thing. You're the quarterback. You get all the numbers. The highlights are revolve around you. But Kyle Pitts is the biggest mismatch problem in all college football.
You go back, it's been, what, 10, 11 years, and Ndamukong Suh. Ask anybody. He was the one guy in college football nobody could stop. Should have won the Heisman.
I agree.
Didn't happen.
It didn't happen. And the thing about what makes Kyle Trask's job so special right now are all of the weapons around Kyle Pitts. And you know they've had Trevon Grimes emerge. They've had Justin Shorter emerge. Both guys were former 5-stars that transferred into Florida from other programs. You got Kadarius Toney. They're able to run the football. Woo.
Big drive here for Tulsa. They get the ball to start the third quarter. You put up points right here, carry that momentum into halftime, potentially creates a different game in the third quarter. Zach Smith under pressure, sidearm sling. Juan Carlos Santana. He has something in common with you, Lukes. His favorite superhero is Batman.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. I like it. By the way, you think Zach Smith makes that throw in the first quarter?
No.
I don't either. Tulsa showing some hurry up. I like how they're using this.
2:20 to go. 4-man rush. Smith is sacked. Big number 95, Will Jones, spent 2 years at Baylor. Zach Smith's old school.
A 300-pounder. He's
Final
only
time out of the half. Tulsa. 30
And
seconds.
Tulsa will use a timeout. So the Golden Hurricane now out of timeouts with 2:10 left.
That's the one thing you can't do. You can't take that sack. Obviously, he's trying to find something, make something happen. You got to get the ball out of your hand. He's talking it over right now with Philip Montgomery and trying to figure out what the plan of attack is. Listen, you got no timeouts left, but you do have plenty of clock. You're all right. He's reminding his quarterback right now, guys, let's get lined up. Let's get set. If we get a completion, get set again immediately. Zach, get us at least in position to get 3 on the board.
one area where Smith has improved. Again, small sample size, only 4 games, but he's not getting sacked as much. The offensive line matured. They're a little bit better. Smith is getting rid of the ball sooner. Last year, he was sacked 39 times, 4th most in the country. 2nd and 17 now. Pressure coming again. Smith running in circles. Chased by Cox. He'll run, lowers his head, gets across the 40. Clock continues to run. It's 3rd down. Tulsa out of timeouts.
They've got to get set, got to get a play out.
If you're SMU, do you use a timeout here?
I don't think so, not yet. Let's see here. Well, now that they're taking so long to run a play, what is Tulsa doing here? If they're
they're trying to see if SMU's going to stop the clock. They'll call play with about 16 on the play clock. And Cox drops Smith. So 2 sacks on the drive. And now SMU should call a timeout. And they do with 1:29.
You know, you do this. The one thing you can't do in a 2-minute drill with no timeouts, and Tulsa did it twice. Zach Smith's got to be better than that. At least throw the ball to the ground and stop the clock and try and come up with the next play. There's 4 sacks now tonight for SMU, and 3 of them have been a result of the quarterback holding on to the football.
Yeah, and Smith was only sacked 6 times in the first 4 games.
I think that's a missed opportunity of execution to at least get yourself in scoring position. 24-10 is a different ball game than 24-7, especially when you're getting the ball coming out of halftime to start the 3rd quarter, which Tulsa is.
So Lachlan Wilson, the 22-year-old redshirt freshman out of Australia, to punt it away, which is, I guess, young for a redshirt freshman from Australia these days. Tyler Page waiting. He'll let this one bounce. It takes a Tulsa bounce inside the 20 and down at the 18. Kick off your Week 10 NFL Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern with the Countdown Crew. With record-setting comebacks across the league, they'll explore the mystery of momentum. You want to tune into that, 10 a.m. Eastern. And then Monday Night Football, it's the Vikings and Bears, both chasing the Packers in the NFC North. That's at Soldier Field, our Week 10 Monday Night Football matchup. Kirk Cousins, you're going to hear this a lot Monday night, 0-9 while playing on Monday Night Football.
Yikes.
SMU with 2 timeouts. Little check down. Rashee Rice, he's been quiet today. Picks up 8. He keeps going. The whistle blows. Clock will continue to run. Bo Morris has come back in at right tackle, so SMU's gone back to its normal alignment with the exception of Jalen Thomas being out at left tackle. Buechele flushed. There's Rice, and that is ruled a catch.
Let's see if this gets looked at by the officiating crew and we get a clock stoppage here. Yep, here we go. I was going to say, snap this ball. No, this is one area that is a knock on Shane Buechele. Is he doesn't have the natural pure arm talent to make this throw off balance. As we take a look at whether or not that was a reception, let's see.
The ruling on the field is a catch. You need clear evidence to overturn that. None of those angles help.
Now, it looks like the ball does touch the ground right there. Yeah, that's an incomplete pass.
Incomplete.
I was going to state that the ball is actually allowed to touch the ground if you secure the action of the catch, but that is clearly an incomplete pass. Good stop down by this officiating crew that has been very, very flag happy tonight, Anish, to say the least.
They've thrown 16 of them, so it happens in the American Conference. If you look last year, the most penalized teams in the country, 4 or 5 of the top 10 were from the American Conference, and none of the coaches will publicly say it. Behind the scenes, they'll say, It's not all because our guys are undisciplined.
That's exactly right. And listen, I think one of the chief complaints on behalf of fans is, why is he still in front of the monitor? What's taking so long? I know they got to set down and distance. They got to get the right time on the clock.
After further review, the ball hit the ground, they unfortunately complete pass. It'll be 3rd down and 2 from the 25-yard line on the left hash. Please set the game clock to 51 seconds. 5-1.
So 3 seconds added. Again, still plenty of time for
Sure.
SMU to get into field goal range, maybe even score. They've got the 2 timeouts. Buechele throws a great deep ball. That's one of his strengths, but SMU denying the big plays is also the strength of its defense.
Well, that and SMU tonight.
Tulsa.
And SMU tonight has run the ball exceptionally well, and they've run it at will when they wanted to. Going to have a light box here from Tulsa. I'd hand it off right now.
Bentley dropped in the backfield, and that'll bring up 4th down. And SMU will let the clock run down.
Short of the line to gain 4th down upcoming.
Now, Sonny Dykes barking out directions.
He's trying to tell everybody to settle down. Don't snap the ball until we have to snap the ball. Everybody just hang tight. He's making sure that nobody gets up. Even when the ball's put in play by the official, nobody gets up and just snaps it immediately. Got 10 seconds on the play clock. Let this thing to get to 5 seconds. He's making sure everybody hears him. There we
And
go.
now a timeout with 5 seconds.
There we go.
30 seconds.
Could they be thinking about anything besides a punt here?
I wouldn't. I think you punt this because by the time the ball actually gets to the returner, if you can punt it out of bounds, the clock's going to go to 0. You go into the locker room. You just got to make sure you're in punt safe. Right now, he's going out to his ball club. He's saying, guys, we have to secure from the inside out. Here we go. See, kick it out of bounds. Did you just see his lips?
Yep.
Kick it out of bounds. Kick it high and out of bounds.
Listen, both of these coaches were burned by special teams last year.
Mm-hmm.
Both feel they've upgraded, especially in the kicking department. Tulsa's going to try to block this. No, now they'll back off, and Nagar will send it away. Stokes won't have a chance. SMU covers it up. SMU with a 17-point lead. Tulsa's rallied from 18 and 14 down this season. Could we see another comeback in the second half? First to the studio and Kevin Connors. Watching the American Conference on ESPN. Anish Shroff, Tom Luganbill, Ian Fitzsimmons down on the sideline. SMU with a 17-point lead at the half against Tulsa. Tulsa playing just its 5th game, and this one has followed a familiar script. Best of times, worst of times, but just flip the order.
Yes, it's been the mode of operation for Zach Smith and this Tulsa offense all year long. Slow starts, miscues, self-inflicted wounds. You see the pick 6. You see the high throw in the back of the end zone. Just not on target, missing guys. Some guys are open. Some guys might need to make a play. And then all of a sudden, the middle of the second quarter rolls around. He starts throwing darts, goes right down the field. Got a nice little play selection, got the RPO on the slant underneath. Then they move the pocket here. This sets up the touchdown, the only touchdown in the second quarter. But this is what this offense does. Keep in mind, against East Carolina, down 17-3, 134-30. Down against UCF, 23-12, 134-26.
Will this movie end the same way or perhaps a little different? Ian, you caught up with Philip Montgomery. What did he tell you?
Basic message to his halftime was simple, man. He said, look, we spotted these guys 10 points. Just go play, execute. Stop thinking so much. Just go play ball. Use your instincts. As far as the weather here, guys, Tulsa will now have the wind in their face. It is switched, and it is now swirling big time. Zach Smith will be throwing into the wind, Anish.
Yeah, that's big, especially in the latter half of this game. Should it get close, wind will be a factor. Both these teams, they have upgraded at kicker. They still don't trust their kickers like many teams would.
Well, it can also be a factor in the throw game. A strong arm can cut through it, but can also affect accuracy.
TK Wilkerson with a nice run across the 35-yard line. About 13 yards and a first down.
Nice start, set a message with the offensive line. Good tone in the run game, big gainer. Look at that stat line at the bottom, though. Ooh, 1.2 yards a carry.
Wilkerson again, and he is dropped in the backfield by Denbo. TK Wilkerson last month became a father. He had the bulk of the carries against UCF and had a huge hand in that comeback win.
Yeah, he's a little bit more of your downhill galloper type, where it's Deneric Prince, number 8, is more of your scat back type perimeter runner.
The wind blowing leaves and debris onto the field.
Happened with the center there, Gerard Wheeler, just fell over backwards, ran off the field. Yeah, are those party leaves or are those real leaves? What? We got a late fall going on here.
2nd and 11, Smith to the air. That's not a leaf, that's a flag. And Smith gets elbowed hard and he is down. Ball came out. SMU covered it up. Mike Williams took Zach Smith a minute to get up. Richard McBride with a big hit on Smith. A flag is down.
The initial flag is going to be a hold on Tulsa. Let's see what happened at the end here. Let's take a look at the end of this run on this shot that Zach Smith takes. That's the hold in the backfield. They catch that.
Oh, the ball is out there.
The ball's out. Tulsa fortunately recovers.
Tulsa
That's Dylan Couch.
Yeah.
He recovers, but right to left. Whoa.
Very close to targeting.
Really shoulder to shoulder there.
And in that case, the quarterback is not a defenseless player. He is a runner, and he's not going into his slide. And there's a big difference. If he's going into the slide, that could very easily have been targeted.
No question. It's viewed entirely differently.
The Mustangs call a timeout on 2nd and 21. A big distinction here. In most cases, a quarterback is a defenseless player. Not in that case.
Ooh.
So he's not a defenseless player. McBride does not lead with the helmet. He comes in with the shoulder.
No question. And his initial contact is to the shoulder. The contact and the momentum is as a result of the power of the blow from McBride.
And what SMU is calling a timeout, SMU's calling a timeout to challenge the recovery of the fumble. You saw Mike Williams emerge with the ball from the pile. Possession was awarded to Tulsa. So if you have a defenseless player, which Smith in that case was not, it's crown of the helmet.
Correct. And listen, off of what we've shown, the replays we've seen, shoulder to shoulder, leading with the shoulder, the quarterback not being a defenseless player, there's nothing that would qualify that for targeting.
Yeah. They are looking at, again, the fumble. And they will say it is Tulsa ball.
A little bit surprised they looked at that. That was a pretty clear-cut recovery of the football by number 73.
Well, SMU called the timeout, so that was a challenge coming from SMU. Yeah. Second and 21, little helter-skelter start to this third quarter. But again, to go back, if you're wondering, hey, why wasn't that targeting? It boils down to, wasn't an attack with the crown of the helmet, and Smith, the most important part here, was not defenseless.
Correct.
On 2nd and 21 on the delay, Deneric Prince gets some of it back. It'll bring up 3rd down.
Now there's delayed handoffs, and then there's a delayed handoff. That was a really well-executed run by Tulsa there.
It just seems, again, so much of Tulsa's momentum here has been stunted.
Yes.
To begin this 3rd quarter, you have the hit on the quarterback, the penalty.
The penalties really killed them because you're going on a nice little run, particularly with your run game. You're in control. You're in short down and distance.
3rd and 11. Here's the blitz. And a 1st down catch toward the sideline. Josh Johnson, the former Iowa State Cyclone.
Zach Smith throws a dart to the sideline right here again. On time, good anticipation, has the arm strength to drive the ball outward.
Keelan Stokes, his 4th catch. Smith has the arm strength. That came from calf roping as a youngster on a 3,000-acre ranch.
Throwing the lasso?
I would imagine that's got to beef up your forearms. Here's
Absolutely.
Prince. Has an opening inside the 25, all the way into the red zone. Stevens made the tackle, and Tulsa set up. And another whistle. Media timeout for an injury. 12-12 to go. Tulsa driving. Cowboys great Drew Pearson, or his cutout version, taking a bow. It's windy.
Who's the passed out guy to the left though? This guy right here. I mean, wake up! We got a ball game. You got to pay attention. Look at the flags on the goalpost, Anish.
It's going to be a factor in this 2nd half.
So important that Tulsa runs their offense here. Don't get
10.
tight.
From the 18-yard line. Smith off play action. Incomplete. Intended for Johnson. Clay in coverage.
Got to make that catch. When I say run your offense, Tulsa, what got them down here was the RPO game. A blend of run versus pass. Zach Smith doing a nice job reading what SMU is doing on defense and making the right call. Makes the right call right there. The receiver lets him down.
Toward the sideline, that skipped on Crawford, and it's 3rd and 10.
That's a throw that Zach Smith's got to make. We've actually seen him make it tonight 2 or 3 times. When you're thrown into a stiff wind that's in your face and it's a crosswind, I talked about it, you can cut through it, but it can also affect the trajectory of the ball, and that time the nose was going down.
You played quarterback. What are some of the cheat codes that you can employ?
I think you got to be a tight spiral guy. You got to have a lot of RPMs on the football. There's no question about that. It starts right there.
Plenty of time. There's a strike and a tight spiral. Their top receiver, Keelan Stokes. 1st and goal, Tulsa.
This is a really nice throw, and now you're getting a little bit of that wind aiding you. If you look at the leaves on the field, all going in the direction of the football. Nice, accurate throw, strong arm. Run to the line of scrimmage quickly.
3 receivers to the boundary. Prince ran into a roadblock, 2nd and goal.
Early on we saw SMU on offense, and Shane Buechele, they had him pull the ball and run it when he's not normally the runner. That's a great opportunity down here as we see SMU changing personnel. 5 guys, really.
It's like a hockey line change.
It is.
2nd and goal now. Wilkerson, the bigger back, in there for Tulsa. We have not seen much of Corey Taylor tonight. Wilkerson trying to go to the outside, breaks a tackle, And bumped out of bounds. They'll mark him at the 1, 3rd and goal.
Oh. Stem that ball over the line, buddy. Get to the corner right here. Dive for it.
This will be the 12th play of the drive.
And they've got 2 plays in the hopper right here. There's no doubt in my mind Philip Montgomery didn't come down here to kick a field goal. You get the ball coming out of half, go.
Got 2 big D linemen blocking. Wilkerson, second effort. I don't think he got in. It's going to be 4th down.
That's twice we saw in back-to-back plays Wilkerson not extending the ball over the plane of the goal line or hitting the pylon on the previous play.
Now they brought in Jackson, player number 90, and Tyrus Big Cat Stevenson, 97, to clear out some bodies. Wilkerson, he stopped! SMU with a goal line stand. Delano Robinson, the leading tackler in the conference, making the play.
Well, if you're going to line up in that type of formation with that personnel grouping, guess where all the white jerseys are going to be? You have an entire stacked box right here, and nobody is capable of blocking to the second level because you're having to handle the SMU defensive front at the point of attack, so the linebackers go unblocked. That's a numbers disadvantage for Tulsa in the run game when you've got half a yard to go.
So they telegraphed it.
I think so. I think they should have gotten to the perimeter, giving themselves more options.
SMU backed up. They'll throw out of the end zone, incomplete. Got to be careful, especially with some of the penalty issues tonight. You get a holding call in the end zone, that's 2 points for Tulsa.
No question, and keep in mind, SMU's got a touchdown on defense. Aside from the early 6 to 8 minutes of the first quarter, this defense has played good enough to give their offense a chance. The offense has let them down on that drive. Let's see if this Tulsa defense steps up, gets this ball back, and works field position.
Bouchel on the keeper, still going, and Shane Bouchel with a first down and more, but this could be coming back.
Illegal hands, 12.
So they get Allie Green. Had nothing to do with the play.
Allie Green. That's not football, man. That's not winning football. I love the physicality. I love, trying to get off the block at the point of attack. Now you're jawing afterwards. You already know you're committing a foul while you're committing it.
That's one of the best corners in the conference. And now SMU all the way at the 33-yard line. Tyler Levine up the gut. Pushed back by Williams.
That just takes the air out of your sail. I mean, you've got SMU backed up, and you commit a penalty that is nowhere near the football play. And what, to show you're a tough guy? Come on, you're a senior, you're better than that. That's on SMU.
One more penalty coming.
Going to be a false start.
False start. Offense. Number 86. 5-yard penalty. Just like that.
Tommy McIntyre, reserve tight end, plays alongside Kylan Granson.
I'll tell you what, there's some brains in the tight end room. McIntyre, a Cornell transfer. Granson, a Rice transfer. It's a lot of SAT words in the tight end room. On 2nd and 10, Bouchel hit, has Rashee Rice. They haven't hit a lot of big plays through the air tonight, but that's a big one.
Boy, Shane Buechele gets hammered right here. But what a terrific throw on the back shoulder down the seam. And the trajectory of that ball was why it was completed. Just high enough to get over linebacker level, but just enough zip to get it on the back shoulder.
SMU going with the wind. Screen pass, Rice goes back to catch it. It's a good thing he did.
Pass complete to number 11, Rasheed Williams for the touchdown. Number 5, Ryan Nixon. Number 23, Zayvon Collins. Get him a yard on the play. Second down.
Buechele flashing that trademark toughness. He's been so good at SMU. If he throws for 300 yards tonight, he'll tie the school record in less than 2 seasons for most 300-yard passing games. Not much running room. 3rd and long now.
Handoff goes to number 26, Bentley. Brought down by number 97 player.
That is a wind meter. Ian Fitzsimmons, the hair's blowing.
Ian, where the heck did you get a wind meter?
Hey, let me tell you, well, I'm creative and resourceful, Lugs. It's gusting it up to 12 and down to 6, so get ready. Playing quarterback in this is going to be an adventure, boys.
Your quaff was
that goes
gusting
to
to 12.
More Aquanet, Ian.
It's a mohawk.
Buechele going long. Incomplete. It looked like Gray gave up on the football.
Oh, Christian Williams, number 3, the center fielder. How does he misjudge this ball? Danny Gray's running down the field. Watch number 3. The safety's he's beelining right to the spot. This should be. I don't
that should have been an interception. You're right.
I do not understand that angle.
So now a field goal attempt with the wind at his back.
See, that crosswind is what worries me. That hopefully this wouldn't cause him to hook this to the left.
This would be a career long from 51. No good. Almost as if he thought it would curve a little more.
He overcompensated. Tulsa back on offense when we come back.
Chris Nagar, wearing 34, missed a 51-yard field goal. We may have some evidence. Missed it and why he missed it, where he missed it. This was in pregame. Watch the wind just took that football. So now you start it further out.
You look at him, he's saying, go for the right upright, which is what he does. The problem is he overcompensates this time. He thinks it's going to curve right in, and it doesn't. And again, another opportunity for this Tulsa offense to get on the field, all right, and move the football and capitalize. 0 for 2 in the red zone tonight. SMU, 2 touchdowns and 3 trips.
Prince cut down after maybe a yard. Remember, Tulsa's last drive stopped at the SMU 1, a 4th down stop by the Mustangs. The tenor of this game has changed.
A little bit, yeah.
Prince to the outside. And tracked down in the backfield.
That's Cam Jones.
Flag down.
It's an exceptional play, leveraging the football and bouncing it, spilling it to the edge.
Number 32, penalty is declined. 3rd down.
Cam Jones, a former Nebraska Cornhusker.
Tackle for a loss of 3, and really a hustle effort play, which is what you love to see if you're Sonny Dykes. 3rd and long. Time for Zach Smith to step up and make that play that flips the switch for this offense.
This might be a free play. Incomplete. It looked like Wiley jumped.
Offside. Defense. Number 55. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Gary Wiley indeed. So 3rd and 13 becomes 3rd and 8. Both teams have been flagged 10 times tonight. A lot of screen time for Hank Johns. First down, Keelan Stokes still going. Driven out by Clay in SMU territory.
See the poise. See if we've got some injuries here. Yep, SMU's got a man down.
Looks like Will Jones.
Yep, big 95.
Will step aside as well. Tulsa moving. 6:44 to go in the third. This season, for every field goal and extra point made by participating universities, All-State will make a contribution to the university's general scholarship fund. Thank you, All-State. 1st and 10, Tulsa from the SMU 35. Anish Shroff, Tom Luganbill, Ian Fitzsimmons with you on this Saturday night. Eric Prince brought down at the line of scrimmage by number 40, Elijah Chapman, who defensive coordinator Kevin Kane calls one of the angriest people in the state of Texas, and he plays like it.
Well, not only did he play angry there, he played unblocked. The entire left side of the Tulsa offensive line completely whiffed on a rundown where you had a numbers advantage in the box. That should not have happened. There's 6 in the box now for SMU, so you can likely expect any type of play fake that would result in a play action pass.
Johnson lined up in the slot. They'll go to him. Brought down by Chevin Callaway. Good tackle in space. Another third down here for Zach Smith in this offense.
Yeah, and one of the things that I've noticed about the skill for Tulsa is they catch balls well on the fly and take off. They do not make people miss well after the catch.
Tulsa 6 of 11 on third downs. Johnson motions. On the ground. Prince. Chapman upset. It's a first down for Tulsa.
It's a good tackle. If he doesn't make it, Prince might be off to the races there. And what you're seeing from Tulsa now is you're seeing 11 personnel, 1 back, 1 tight end. So they look like they could always be in a run set where they could possibly run. You're seeing them do the jet sweep motion, and now you got the backfield action. So something's going to come off of that in their play action pass game.
James Palmer is the tight end, trying to set the edge, but SMU able to get in the backfield again. And the quieter story tonight has been SMU's defense coming up with a lot of plays in the backfield.
And guess who? The linebacking core. The area that Philip Montgomery, the Tulsa head coach, offensive coordinator, was concerned about. He said, listen, it's the best part of their defense. They're difficult to block, and they make a lot of tackles.
First down catch, Juan Carlos Santana. And the Batman-loving junior moves the chains.
Big long throw from Zach Smith here, and again, throws a laser. I think Tulsa's got something with this personnel grouping in this formation where they're getting more one-on-ones on the outside because of the 11 personnel and the tight end in the backfield. It's forcing SMU to bring another body into the box. Look at the white jerseys here in the box for the Mustangs.
Yeah, they might have something with the slot receiver
There it
up
is.
top. They do.
Yep.
And it's Johnson. Just not enough bodies to cover.
And that's why it's called a numbers game. And all the quarterback's doing there is he's getting the line of scrimmage. He's going, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, now he's trying to figure out what his perimeter looks like. And the numbers will tell him, more than likely pre-snap, where to go with the football.
Tight formation this time. Prince try to B-button off a defender. He'll get close. Third down. Is this once again 4-down territory for Philip Montgomery?
I think so, but it has to be a different approach. It was very clear that they could not block the second level of SMU's defense, so stop running downhill. I think they need to get sideline to sideline.
First down, first and goal. The ball comes out. SMU jumps on it.
Are they declaring it an SMU ball?
Junior Aho has it. The Mustangs recover.
Early on the field. There's a fumble recovered in the end zone for a touchback by SMU. First down.
The gravity of discontent growing on that Tulsa sideline.
The ruling on the field of a fumble recovered by SMU is under further review.
They're going to review this. If it stands, that's 2 straight Tulsa drives that die near the goal line.
On the 1 yard line or the 6-inch line. We'll take a look at Prince, number 8, as he takes his football. Ooh, that's going to be close. Now we're going to have to see. Again, that's happening in real time, real action. Obviously makes it difficult on the officials. Let's see if any portion of his knee, either one, is down. Tough to tell there. It's got to be indisputable video evidence to overturn the call on the field.
What about that right elbow? I'm watching that right elbow. Is there an angle where that right elbow seems to come down before the ball is out?
I believe you're right. I think that the ball is still in possession of Prince when the right elbow hits the ground.
If we can go back to the previous look, it seems that the ball is still secure, right elbow is down, and then the ball starts to come out. I think Tulsa's going to get this ball back.
To me, that is the definition of indisputable video evidence to overturn the call. Elbow down there. SMU defender hits the ball. This is going to be a Tulsa football 1st and goal at the 1 yard line.
Now, what a break for Philip Montgomery in this offense. They've now shown they can move the ball consistently against this defense.
Sure.
Last time they were stopped on 4th down from the 1 yard line.
After further review, the runner's right forearm was down while in possession of the ball at the 1 yard line. It'll be 1st and goal from the 1 from Tulsa in the middle of the field. Please set the clock to 3:26. 3:26.
It's a good call. It's a really good call, and it's a tremendous lesson for Prince of the importance of ball security, understanding of the area of the field that you're on. Philip Montgomery has got to find a way to get this offense into the end zone. And I know he wants to run it, but can he run it a little bit more creatively?
TK Wilkerson in at running back. He gets it. Wilkerson is stopped. This SMU defense flashing its metal down by the goal line again.
Just think it's more difficult on Tulsa with that many bodies in the box. They may be better off in more of a spread look, still getting your 11 personnel, similar to the formation of the personnel grouping they used to get down there. And maybe, just maybe, they're setting up the pop pass here.
Wilkerson makes his way in. And that's the punctuation on a 13-play drive. 67 yards. It eats up close to 5 minutes of clock.
See Wilkerson here.
If any part of the ball crosses.
And I was critical of Wilkerson on the previous drive for his lack of extending the ball to either get to the pylon or get over the goal line. He does just that. And way to cap off a drive. Kind of get that feeling, Anish? We've watched so much Tulsa football.
This has been the formula.
Right?
This is not new. He gets the fedora. That's the touchdown hat.
I got to start wearing one of those when we broadcast
I'm surprised you don't, to be honest with you.
I mean, let's go.
You got the cowboy kicks. You've got a few 10 gallons at home, don't you?
Betcha. Philip Montgomery
going to his defense.
Yeah. He knows. He feels it too. It's almost like in his head going, all right, guys, here we go. This is what we are. This is what we do. I don't like it, but this is how you've chosen to play football here this year. And unfortunately, they've only played 4 games. Not a lot of people have had a chance to see this Tulsa team.
Up until a few weeks ago, before Cincinnati started to get hot, Tulsa was the FPI favorite to win the American Conference.
That's correct.
There is the wind causing havoc with the ball into T. Cincinnati, though, over the last few weeks, really starting with the SMU game, Desmond Ridder looks reborn. He's running more.
Yep.
It's opened up the offense. That offense now is dynamic. We already knew how dangerous the defense was.
Well, you limit turnovers. You get the quarterback involved in the run game. It takes pressure off of him because your passing downs become a simpler read. Everybody's so worried about stopping quarterback run.
Kicking into the wind. There's Crossley. Took an interception back for a touchdown and upended. Yikes, across the 35-yard line.
Taco Bell's Nachos Party Pack. Delicious nachos topped with all your favorites. Only at Taco Bell.
Whew. Anish, you're still mesmerized by the Nachos Party Pack. I can see it in your eyes. I know what's going on.
You, my friend, are shameless. Here is Bentley. SMU needs to find a way now to restart its offense. Remember, they scored early on a pick six. There's your breakfast spot.
Oh, hey, have you had it? Have you had the breakfast Crunch Wrap Supreme?
I can't say I have.
It's like a circus in your mouth.
2nd and 7. Bentley again, looking for running room. And somehow snakes his way across the 40, 3rd down. Back to the earlier point. SMU with a pick six, then a couple of touchdown drives. Since then, they were gifted 3 points because of a penalty when they got their field goal. Haven't seen a lot offensively from SMU.
Well, if Tulsa steps up here, not only has the winds changed, the momentum will have as well. So critical down. See the towel on Shane Buechele's waist. Look at it just blowing forward.
Tulsa rushes 3. Rice almost went the wrong way and able to surge forward.
Number 11, Rasheed Rice.
A flag is down, hard to tell with all the leaves. First down if it stands.
I think it's going to be offensive pass interference.
Pass interference. Offense, number 4. 15 yards from the previous spot. Still 3rd down.
Tyler Page, who's been quiet today.
So, in offensive football, we would like to call this a rub, because rubs are legal, picks are illegal. That's a block. And if you're going to do it the way it's set up, you don't practice that way. Tyler Page knows better than that. You got to continue on the route and rub shoulders. That's why you want to call it a rub.
3rd and 20 now after the penalty. SMU needs its own 46.
You're going to have 3-man front, 5 across the middle, and a 3 deep behind it to limit any type of deep play.
Pressure coming. Bentley with the catch and nowhere to go. Ryan Nixon. That's the nephew of former All-Pro Willie McGinnis. And Nagar has to punt.
Well, that played right into the hands of Tulsa's philosophy on defense. We'll give you the check down, and then we're going to come up and tackle you. Tulsa, one of the better tackling teams on defense that you'll see in college football. Joe Gillespie, the defensive coordinator, has been very proud of that because it's such a difficult thing to do in today's college football climate.
Nagar sends this away. Stokes fielded it on a bounce.
Come on now, buddy.
And Tulsa has it at the 16-yard line. Dangerous play. Next week, ABC primetime, Bedlam in Norman, Oklahoma State, Oklahoma key game in the Big 12 race. A lot of folks wrote the Sooners off after that 0-2 start. They've won 4 straight. If Kansas State loses one more time and Oklahoma wins out, the Sooners will play for a Big 12 championship.
Listen, you and I saw them. I know they have 2 losses. That's a really good football team.
Sure
and the reason
is.
why they're really good is they are vastly improved on defense, and that defensive front been really impressive, as has Tulsa these last 2 drives. They're starting to move the football, sustaining drives, owning the clock, and then you got to capitalize at the end, which they did on the last one.
This game's starting to mirror last year's, but in reverse. This is Smith on the zone read and dives ahead. A year ago, SMU trailed Tulsa by 21. That was going into the 4th quarter. The Mustangs rallied, tied it, won in triple overtime. Tulsa tonight was down 21-0, and they've been chipping away and chipping away.
And they've executed really well, and I had mentioned how important it is to pull the ball sometimes for Zach Smith like they did. That just keeps that SMU defense honest.
Tulsa will have the wind at its back when the fourth quarter begins. Remember last year, SMU and Tulsa over in Dallas? The Golden Hurricane built up a 30-9 lead through 3 quarters. Then came the comeback. SMU 3 unanswered touchdowns in the fourth. Xavier Jones ties it with 1 minute and 2 seconds left. Second overtime, Jones fumbles. Tulsa, a chance to win it. Missing a field goal. Overtime number 3. Shane Buechele to James Prochet, initially ruled incomplete. Replay review overturned the call, and SMU won a thriller, coming back from 21 down, and a first down run by TK Wilkerson to begin the fourth quarter. This is the 27th meeting. The last 4 have been decided by 6 points or less. 2 years ago, in fact, Tulsa with a win denied SMU a shot at a bowl game. Smith, and that one is dropped by Santana.
Nice job navigating the pocket and buying a second passing chance right there by Zach Smith. Able to throw on the run, and Santana's looking to run prior to securing the football. And you look in the second half, Tulsa's now outscoring the opponents the last 4 games, 81-23. SMU's had 145 yards in the first quarter. They've had 116 cents.
Yeah.
Defense doing the job. Offense has to capitalize for Tulsa here.
On 2nd and 10. Screen pass. Johnson. Tackled by Callaway. 3rd down coming up. Tulsa's 8 of 13 on 3rd downs. Flag is down. Crawford bubbles to the outside. He's got a first down.
Illegal substitution on the defense. 12 men on the field. Penalty is declined. Result of the play, it's a first down.
That's, I think, 3 times now
right.
SMU's been caught with that.
Yep, and Sonny Dykes is not a happy man on that sideline. A critical 3rd down. Throwing the quick screen, and SMU can't get the correct personnel on the field or get lined up. You're seeing them now running guys off and on as well.
They love to rotate on that defensive line. Not as talented up front as they were last year, but they'll still play 7-8 guys to keep that D-line fresh. Wilkerson shedding tacklers, 2nd level, still going to the 35-yard line of SMU.
Tulsa starting to dictate terms to the SMU defense. You know, you do this, we do that. You want to lighten the box, we're going to run it. You want to load the box, we're going to throw the quick screen to the perimeter. This 11 personnel has been the difference in the game in the second half.
5-man pressure, it's picked up. Wide open, Josh Johnson. 24-20.
Just on first glance, this is a bust. And of course, you've got him isolated one-on-one. That's a bust in coverage and communication. You've got an underneath defender for SMU. He's squatting and playing zone, keying the quarterback, while Johnson's running right down the seam. Purely a bust, and Zach Smith and Johnson take advantage. And here we come, Golden Hurricane.
Now this has been their formula, the second half comeback. Bad snap. And a nice recovery by the holder, Cannon Montgomery, the son of head coach Philip Montgomery.
Yeah, it's just a bust of coverage and miscommunication. And Zach Smith's able to find it, deliver a strike.
Two touchdown passes, 275 yards through the air for Zach Smith. One of these days, if he puts together a first quarter for Tulsa, they're going to look like the best team in the country.
Take a look at this save by Montgomery, the holder. Again, points are coming at a premium. He's able to secure it and get it down on the ground. I don't care if it's extra points, 3 points, touchdowns. With this wind and this game coming down to the wire as we're seeing, every little thing counts.
Tulsa with the wind at its back in this fourth quarter. SMU ball at the 25. Kevin.
The kickoff goes into the end zone for a touchback.
Gators rolling. Arkansas still 3 wins this season. We told you Zach Smith is capable of flipping the switch. The first quarter disastrous. Turned it over a couple of times, had a lost fumble in there. Since then, he's, as you said, looked like Joe Montana.
This is what he does.
Ulysses Bentley to the outside. And for SMU, they've had some issues sustaining drives. Haven't been great rushing the ball. Penalties have been a big factor getting them behind the chains.
Yeah, the penalties in the third quarter and the inability to rush effectively on the first downs of drives has hurt them. That was a very successful run, though, however.
On 2nd and 2, Bentley with a first down. Ian.
It's a blistering wind that Buechele is going to try and throw into here, and also Anish. So get ready, because they're going to have to run it because this wind circling and howling down here.
Yeah, that'll be something to watch, especially if it comes down to a kick.
Well, the question, too, with a guy like Shane Buechele, very accurate, good deep ball thrower, but I don't think their play selection is going to ask him to throw to his left very much with that crosswind coming right in his face.
2 tight ends into the game. Gray, he's fast. Swift as a shadow, still going. And Danny Gray flashing the wheels and the agility. A big gainer. And another first down for SMU. 29 yards for Gray.
Well, I stand corrected. On the 5-yard out into the wind, Shane Buechele delivers an accurate throw, and Danny Gray does the rest post-catch.
7 catches, 89 yards for Gray. Buechele moving the pocket. Has Granson in the flat, and he picks up a yard, maybe a yard and a half. Just the second catch for the reliable tight end.
Yeah, he had a touchdown in the first quarter, and he's really been quiet since then.
You get the sense if SMU wants to leave Tulsa with a win, that 24 is not going to cut it. They're probably going to need, I think, at least one more touchdown.
Well, and field goals aren't going to cut it. There's a lot of time left in this quarter, but they're going to have to get a touchdown to finish off this drive to really secure their opportunity.
Levine makes the catch. No, he dropped it. 3rd and 8 from the Tulsa 34 going into the wind. 4-down territory here.
Potential 4-down territory, but in the immediate, if you're Tulsa on defense, what has been the magic charm on 3rd and 7+? Rush 3, drop 8, align 5 players right there on the first down marker. And account for these 3 guys right there. That's all you're going to see in pass rush.
Mustangs just one of their last 9 on 3rd down.
Well,
they'll bring some pressure.
Yeah, they certainly
Collins
did.
off the edge. It's knocked down. Trayvon Reeves batted it down. It's 4th down and now a decision for Sonny Dykes.
This is a great defensive call because they were anticipating the crossing route by dropping Reeves in coverage. They put him right in front of the underneath crossing route to Rashee Rice. So really good execution defensively from that Tulsa ball club.
Going against the wind, this is almost a no-brainer. 4th and 8. Inside the 35.
Now we're probably going to get the 3-man rush. Let's see. Yep.
Dropping 8. Buechele looking. Nobody there. He'll try to run for it. Buechele tackled by Zaven Collins. Tulsa's D answers the bell again, and it's their best player, 23 in blue.
Zaven Collins in this Tulsa defense came to play in the second half. Critical 4th down. Ball back to Zach Smith and the Golden Hurricane offense.
Tulsa down 18 against UCF in the first half. Rallied to win on the road. Down 14 in the first half against ECU. Rallied to win. They got a fortunate call in that game. Tonight, down 21-0 early on. Down by 3 with the ball and a chance to lead for the first time tonight.
And they're in their comfort zone now because this is what they do best.
Eric Prince to the 30, a gain of 3. So how is this chess match shifted now?
So really important to note, when Tulsa came out of the locker room to start the third quarter, they got into 11 personnel immediately. That's 1 back, 1 tight end.
Smith downfield, incomplete, wanted Crawford.
And the reason why that's important is it's a package where your run game and your passing game can be successful because it's dictated upon what the defense chooses to do. So SMU, when they want to load the box because they're worried about that tight end giving them an extra blocker, now that gives you one-on-ones on the outside. Well, then they want to thin out, so what do? You run it up on the inside. They've got a nice beat on this SMU defense by using that personnel.
They've been terrific on third downs, too. We get a flag.
False start. Offense, number 56. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
It's the left tackle, Tyler Smith. This O-line has matured a lot from last year, and Smith, along with Chris Paul, the other tackle, Philip Montgomery told us he thinks those two have a chance to play on Sundays.
It just kills you to get into 3rd and 12 here because now SMU is going to play defense the exact same way that Tulsa played against them.
Tulsa 9 of 14 on third down. Smith stands in the pocket, too high, and SMU gets a huge stop defensively.
That was a huge stop, but also a missed opportunity to an open receiver. As we saw right there, Zach Smith does a nice job of buying himself a passing chance, and Josh Johnson is beyond the line to gain. It's a throw down the sideline previously. But that's a missed opportunity, I think, for an open target that could have converted and given you a fresh set of downs.
Wilson punts it away. And with the wind at his back, this one will go into the end zone. It'll flip the field. SMU ball at the 20. Still a lot of football to play.
Something to believe.
ESPN, home of the college football playoff.
A week from Tuesday, we reveal the first top 25 rankings. That'll be the selection committee's reveal. The selection show, December 20th. And then the semifinals set for January 1st, Rose Bowl and Sugar Bowl this year. National championship slated for January 11th. Playoff committee did say this week they will be flexible if they need to be.
We're going to hear the term data points more than we've ever heard it before.
Thanks for a fun eggnog game over the holidays. Bentley with an opening. And let's see where forward progress marks him.
Wow.
It's a first down run. Generous spot.
Very generous spot. Zaven Collins pursuing the football, missed the tackle from behind, allowing Bentley to extend the play over the line to gain. And SMU, I think they just need to settle down. Just make the plays that are there to be made. That's what they did in the first quarter. They've just struggled to do the routine things well.
Bentley again, top rusher in the American entering the weekend. And he's close to another first down and closing in on 100 yards rushing. SMU going into the wind. Their problem against Tulsa is once they get behind the chains, it's been game over offensively as you look at the AAC standings. This is a pivotal game. Top 2 in the conference with no divisions playing the championship game. Tulsa still has to play Cincinnati. Buechele going to the air. He's got Gray. Pushed out of bounds.
It's a really good tackle right there. It's Martin, number 7, in the open field. Again, you know, SMU right there, it's run right for 11, run left for 11, let's run right for 11 again. Instead, they decide to throw it.
Low snap, Levine. And it's 3rd and 5. When SMU came back against Tulsa last year, what they figured out was you have to be patient offensively. The last 3 touchdown drives in regulation a year ago in the comeback.
It was all dink and dunk, right?
19 plays, 10 plays, 14 plays.
Yep.
3rd and 6 now. SMU needs to get to midfield. Buechele under pressure, steps up, he'll run. And Shane Buechele able to slide down for a first down.
Shane Buechele doing what he does best, using that underappreciated athleticism to take the front door, get up, tuck the ball, now get down. Ooh.
That's dangerous there by Ali Green.
Very dangerous. And
a
that
quarterback sliding is a defenseless player.
Correct.
And awfully close to a potential targeting.
Official's going to hold this ball for a second. All right, now we're going to go into play.
27 yards on the ground for Buechele. They'll feed Bentley again. Not much room.
Bentley on
Kevin in the studio.
At the line of scrimmage. Gain of 2 yards on the play, 2nd down.
Oregon, the team to beat in the Pac-12. On 2nd and 8. Buechele over the middle. And is that a catch? There is a flag. They'll say it's a catch by Rice. He was well covered. Penalty marker down. We've seen a lot of those tonight.
Yeah, and that's number 12, Ali Green from his corner spot. Again, those big physical corners. He's 6'3", 205. He was draped over Rashee Rice. Look at the size of him.
Holding. Defense. 12. 10 yards from the previous line. Automatic first down.
Luke's Ali Green in the opener against Oklahoma State showed us what he can do when he went toe-to-toe with Tylan Wallace, who's one of the best receivers in the country.
No question, and that's the thing is they look like safeties, but they move like cover guys. That's what makes them so dangerous. They can match up versus your bigger targets. They can close down space and areas and windows for the quarterbacks to throw into.
And that penalty gives SMU a first down. Bentley can't get away from Zaven Collins, who has played like an All-American. And he's an All-American off the field as well, valedictorian in high school. He's pre-med. Defensive coordinator Joseph Gillespie telling us he's a coach on the field.
Look how big he is at 260 pounds, 6'4". He plugged that hole so fast. He's just really quick to read and react and get to the football, and then he's dangerous as a designated pass rusher off the edge. There he is.
Buechele in trouble. Hit by Collins, it's incomplete. And now you have another one of these 3rd and 11s. SMU behind the chains has not been able to get any traction against Tulsa's defense.
No question. You're going to see him come from this side right there. He's on the edge, and then he's going to end up just turning the corner and watch the speed and pursuit and closing down.
Not much Buechele can do. The Mustangs need the 22 of Tulsa. And a timeout. SMU down to 1 timeout. A crucial 3rd and 11 when we come back.
This is the defensive look that SMU has struggled with on 3rd and long. Essentially, you're going to have a 3-man rush, all right, and then you've got 5 across the board, and then you're going to have 3 deep here, all right? So they want you to throw the ball right there. So that means, Anish, against that look, SMU's going to have to come up with some different wrinkle than what they've gone with before because it has not worked.
Off a timeout, maybe a trick play. Nope, empty. Buechele wants a slant, too low for Rice. It's 4th and 11. You'd be kicking into the wind, and it would be about a 50-yard field goal. I don't think Sonny Dykes has a choice here but to go for it.
Well, look at the wind coming into Sonny Dykes' face when he's standing here on the sideline. Look at the flags on the goalpost. They're going against the offense. He knows it. They're going to go for it here.
The line to gain is the 22-yard line.
Right there. Let's see which 5 come. Are they going to bring 5? Are they going to bring 4? Or maybe it's just 3.
It's a 3-man rush, dropping 8. High throw for Rice, incomplete. Tulsa's defense with another stop, and another SMU drive dies in Tulsa territory.
I really struggle with that play selection because you had no chance at the line to gain with a throw at 5 to 6 yards and coverage set up to make the tackle. You got Zaven Collins. Davis is on the cover. Just didn't give you much of an opportunity for success. You see Granson there on the corner route would have been an opportunity, but I don't think Shane Buechele was looking that long. He wanted to come back to the front side, and either or, just the play selection itself wasn't what it needed to be.
So we go down to the wire with these two again. Smith throwing to the sideline. Josh Johnson, who's had a big night. That's his 8th catch, now over 100 yards receiving.
Number 13, Johnson.
2 touchdowns as well for Johnson, who began his career at Iowa State. Second and 5. Wilkerson, nothing. So now 3rd down for Tulsa.
And Tyler Smith, number 56, right as the ball was snapped, he was set to pull from his tackle spot and just went down.
That's the starting left tackle. He is down. 3rd and 5, Tulsa. Tiller Bucktrot, number 68, will come in for Tyler Smith, who went down, the left tackle for Tulsa. Big play in this game coming up, 3rd and 5. What are you expecting from the Golden Hurricane?
Well, I'd like to see Tulsa in 11 personnel, 1 back, 1 tight end on offense. And the one area of the game that we haven't seen is we haven't seen a running back screen, a screen out of the backfield. We've seen wide receiver quick screen, but it looks like they're in 10 personnel here, 1 back, 0 tight end.
Smith zings one to Stokes, and he cannot hold on.
Incomplete pass intended for number 2, Keelan Stokes.
4th down now for Tulsa.
Really good throw. Really, really good throw. But you also got to give some credit to Donald Clay, 21. I think he got his hand in there, his left hand. And it was a really well thrown ball. Probably should have been caught. But time to punt the ball away. You've got 3 timeouts.
Yep.
Your defense has played well. Put them on the field and trust them.
SMU late getting its personnel on. Wilson to punt. Gets it off. Page changes direction. Has the 20. Out of bounds near the 25.
Return by number 4, Tyler Page.
Kick off your Week 10 NFL Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern with the Countdown crew on ESPN and the app. They'll explore the mystery of momentum, plus the best mic'd up moments for the season's first half.
See that guy on the right there? Old Teddy.
Yeah.
Well, we played against each other in college at 5'11", and you should see him come off the edge because he's a defensive end at that time.
You're still scarred.
I am still scarred.
Vikings-Bears. Kirk Cousins has been scarred on Monday night. 0-9 in his career. He gets another chance with both Minnesota and Chicago chasing Green Bay in the north.
I like the mean mug there from our guy.
Ulysses Bentley now on 1st down For SMU, the key here, if you're going to finish this off, you cannot get behind the chains. When they do, Tulsa's defense has them in shackles.
Absolutely. Completely locked down because they know exactly where to force Shane Buechele with the ball. So a good early run down there. And again, taking their time. There's plenty of time here. Just let the clock go. Still run your offense. You're not playing not to lose. The play clock's not operating correctly. It should have been running. Yep.
We've said it a few times in the broadcast. Tulsa defensively has the type of size you just don't see at the group of 5 level. It is legit Power 5 and top-end Power 5 size. Bentley doesn't have much room. And again, SMU in the same old predicament, 3rd and long.
3rd and long, and they're taking their time here. Dare I say they've become a little conservative with some of their play selection on inside zone. Sonny Dykes is looking on and hoping this could be the 1 3rd down that gets them over the edge. Just 4 of 14 on the night on 3rd down. And granted, many of those have been 7+. All right, now you're 3rd and 6. It's a down that takes you out of the run game.
Two tight ends in the game. Buechele bootlegs, throws on the run, and it's incomplete for Gray. 3 and out goes SMU, and now Danny Gray is down. Remember, the Mustangs already without their top wide receiver, Reggie Robertson, out for the season. Gray missed the Navy game with a hand injury, and you hope it's not that same hand.
It's his left shoulder. And if you watch as he went down to try and scoop that ball up, watch his left shoulder hit the ground right there. And he comes up holding that shoulder right there. Let's hope that young man's okay.
The depth at the skill position has been tested this year for SMU.
But it also shows the caliber of player that they have. Because oftentimes at the group of 5 level, you lose a marquee playmaker, you lose a difference maker. The next man up's not the same guy, or he's certainly a lot less experienced. So SMU has shown, I think, a wealth of depth this year, if anything.
Chris Nagar to punt it away, Keelan Stokes to receive. Downed at the 35. Cincinnati leading the pack in the American Conference. Tulsa still unbeaten in league play. The winner tonight could very well play in the AAC championship game. No divisions this year. The top 2 will get in. SMU has the loss to Cincy. If SMU loses and you have a loss to Cincy and Tulsa, that's going to be awfully hard. If Tulsa loses, they still get Cincinnati, so there could be a way in, but Tulsa also has to make sure that they can play games. That's been their problem, out of their control.
Yeah, out of their control, and all they've got to do is prepare for the opponent. If you play, you play. If you don't, you don't. And you worry about what you can control. And you know what? You can control this series going forward. That's where it starts if you're Tulsa.
Good news for Tulsa. Tyler Smith back in at left tackle. Zach Smith to throw. Incomplete for Josh Johnson. Might have been tipped. There's Tyler Smith. SMU's defense now, the last couple of times out, has answered the bell. Rushing 3. First down catch, Keelan Stokes, 7 catches now. He's north of 90 yards receiving.
It's a terrific job by Stokes of not only coming back to the football, but then immediately getting upfield to get the line to gain.
Tulsa's got all 3 timeouts. Going right back to Stokes, across the 30, deep in SMU territory, inside the 25.
Listen, go with the guy that you can trust. You got one-on-one underneath. Zach Smith getting the ball out of his hand quickly. Stokes has been able to separate.
6th career 100-yard game for Stokes. TK Wilkerson up the middle. charging ahead. Another first down for Tulsa.
That's 6'2", 230 pounds coming downhill on you in a hurry.
First and goal inside the 10. Wilkerson once again.
Hand off to number 21, T.J. Wilkerson.
One of the big plays in this second half, SMU coming up with a goal line stand.
It's been the difference in the ball game to this point. You see the scores versus the possessions in the red zone for Tulsa has not been what Philip Montgomery needs it to be to play winning football. But you've got an opportunity here where you are controlling the line of scrimmage, number one, and you've got options in the passing game to the top of the field.
Don't give it to Wilkerson again. Takes it inside the 5. It's third and goal. Less than 3 minutes to go in regulation. These two played into triple overtime last year. SMU rallied from 21 down in the fourth quarter to win that game. Tulsa trailed 21-0 in the first half of this game.
Got a couple of platoons coming on the field for both Tulsa and SMU, getting the right personnel. Back to 11 personnel here.
Smith to throw. He's got Palmer, who reaches across. James Palmer, his first career touchdown, and he puts Tulsa ahead. Just his second catch of the season.
Love, again, back to 11 personnel. It's been your go-to run formation, run personnel grouping. What do? Token fake. You move the pocket. We've got an injured defender right now, and Donald Clay for SMU down on the carpet. But well executed and well designed play, and this extra point is critical, Anish.
They attend to Clay. We'll toss to Kevin Connors in the studio. All right, Kevin, keeping tabs on the Palouse here in Tulsa. James Palmer gets to wear the feathered fedora. Second catch of the season, first career touchdown. Little extra effort, and Tulsa leading for the first time tonight.
Little pitch and catch from Zach Smith. And again, this extra point so critical because with the way SMU's been playing on offense, and their struggles to stay ahead of the chains, remaining in third and long, if you force SMU to have to score a touchdown to win this game, that is a huge advantage for Tulsa right here. Extra point, huge.
Huge PAT by Zach Long. And SMU will now need a touchdown down to in.
The wind is still blistering down here, Anish, so Shane Buechele will be going into this massive, it's not even a breeze. I mean, it is blistering, and then he'll do it without one of his best wide receivers in Danny Gray. That left shoulder, he couldn't unbuckle his chin strap with his left arm. He had to go with his right arm to try and unbuckle it. It's just dangling there on the bench, and he's sitting on the bench right now. He looks like he is done for the night. So it's going to be without Danny Gray for Shane Buechele and SMU to come back into the wind to try and win this football game.
I got to remember, Gray became the vertical threat when Reggie Robertson went down in the Memphis game. So Robertson's been done for a while. Now Gray is out. If SMU is going to get a big play downfield, it may be an Austin Upshaw or a Calvin Wiggins, somebody coming out of the woodwork the way Rashee Rice did a year ago in this game.
Well, and it could very well be Rice, or it could be Kylan Granson down one of the seams. They've missed him a few times, and he's been open.
Well, Danny Gray is coming back out on the field from that shot. It clearly doesn't look 100%, but it looks like he'll give it a go.
Well, the question is, did the athletic training staff allowing him to go in the game, and can he function? Remember, you got two hands for a reason. You want to be able to use both of them to secure the football. Now he's going to come off the field here.
He's going to come off.
Very, very smart. There's no way he's in any position to play. So again, keys for SMU: get ahead of the chains, If you have third down, have 3rd and 3 or less. All right, you're into the wind. Be careful of throws to the left side of the field.
1 timeout remaining, 2:11 to go. Dropped by Granson.
See the comparison of QBs right there. Zach Smith having a wonderful second half, per usual from him.
Buechele, incomplete. A flag down. That was in the direction of Rice. He was covered by Allie Green. Tulsa's been penalized 12 times tonight. SMU 11 times.
Curious to see what they're calling, because Green had the intended target pinned against the sideline. And I don't know if it's interference or defensive holding or a little jawing after the fact.
There is no foul for defensive pass interference. The pass was uncatchable. 3rd down.
Well, here's the wicked down and distance that you've got to avoid, and it has been a continual trend. Look at the 3rd down conversion rate tonight for Shane Buechele. 3rd and 10 on a routine basis is not a successful game plan.
On the season, SMU came in 51% on 3rd down. Tonight, 4 out of 15, and 2 for their last 13. Tyler Page. He's going to be a little short. 4-down territory. Let's see how far they have to go.
Tulsa's got to get lined up quickly. Get lined up, Tulsa. SMU's going to come after you. They're going to snap the ball as soon as they can.
4th and 1. And we get a whistle before the snap. Tulsa able to call a timeout. Philip Montgomery recognizing the defense wasn't set.
Did that ball look like it was snapped before the whistle blew?
We'll have to take another look.
Of course, Philip Montgomery.
Please set the game clock to 1:43. 1:43.
Philip Montgomery not realizing they were going to have a botched snap. The ball was going to go on the ground.
All right, 4th and 1. This is the ball game. What do you call?
I think you got to go with some type of RPO-based deal, so it gives you 2 plays in 1. All right, try and get a numbers advantage based off of your personnel on the field, which means Kylan Granson, number 83, your tight end, has got to be involved in it. Tulsa has shown throughout the second half that they can stop the run with a 3-man front. Tulsa looks ready. They're jazzed up on the defensive side of the football.
SMU just 5 of 15 on 3rd downs, or rather 4th downs this season. They were 6 of 7 on 4th downs against Tulsa last year. Converted 6 straight to close the game.
Snapping the ball 5 yards back to go 1 yard forward.
College football in 2020. Levine able to surge ahead, and he'll move the chains. That'll momentarily stop the clock. 1:39 to go. SMU still with a timeout in its back pocket.
Good use of personnel there by Sonny Dykes and Garrett Riley by putting their battering ram in on the short yardage situation.
Buechele intercepted. Zaven Collins seals it for Tulsa.
Just didn't see him, Anish. It's happened to anybody that's played the position. We got a flag here. Probably going to get a little unsportsmanlike conduct, excessive celebration, excuse me, on behalf of the Tulsa sideline.
Whirling on the field is an interception and a 1st down for Tulsa. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 75 of Tulsa, 15-yard penalty. It's still first down. That is number 75's first unsportsmanlike in the game.
Listen, you can't legislate emotion in sports. I get it.
Sure.
Zaven Collins, you mentioned this kid is a potential first-round pick, and he does it all. He can sack the quarterback, TFLs.
He's 15 yards downfield right
He
there.
can cover. That's his third interception of the season.
6'4", 260. He looks like he's 240. He runs like he's 230. And this is the mode of operation. This is Tulsa football 2020. Half the games that SMU has played, all right? Probably half the reps because you've had to shut down your building. You haven't been able to get on the practice field.
Wilkerson picking up a couple.
And up goes to number 21, T.J. Wilkerson.
You look at Tulsa's remaining schedule. Short turnaround, which they probably will embrace, playing on Thursday against Tulane. Then Houston the following weekend, then Cincinnati. They have a chance to get into a rhythm and play games in consecutive weeks before that game against Cincinnati. And right now, even if they lose to Cincinnati with the tiebreaker against SMU, if they win the other two games, they will play in the American Conference Championship. But we may be even talking about Tulsa potentially, the way they can finish the season as a group of 5 New Year's 6 team. That's going to seal it. Wilkerson picking up the first down. This was vintage Tulsa in 2020. They don't play a whole lot, just their 5th game. They were down against UCF, came back. Down against ECU, came back. Yep. Down 21 against SMU. They came back.
I think Philip Montgomery is going to petition the American to see if all of their games can start with 8 minutes to go in the second quarter.
That's right.
I mean, it's unbelievable to watch how this team has progressed. And, you know, we asked Philip Montgomery about that. What do you attribute that to? And he said, to be honest with you, everything we do is so out of rhythm and so disjointed that it's probably why we're out of rhythm and disjointed when we start every game.
After getting their hearts broken by SMU a season ago in triple overtime, Tulsa gets revenge tonight. And the Golden Hurricane now 4-0 in the American Conference. As Cincinnati, by all national perspective, the standard bearer right now in the group of 5.
Sure.
Don't sleep on Tulsa.
Can't sleep on Tulsa. They're going to continue to get better. You see the interception to seal the game from Zaven Collins. Again, I think this guy is going to work himself into the first round before it's all said and done. You just don't have 6'4", 260-pound, versatile Swiss Army knives like that growing on trees. He's got a chance to be special, and this Tulsa team's only going to get better.
Zach Smith shook off a poor start. He finished with 3 touchdown passes, 325 yards through the air. The seldom used tight end James Palmer comes up with a game-winning touchdown. Tulsa wins a thriller. They're 4-0 in conference.